to Crimson Cliffs in the semifinals. Crimson Cliffs goes on to lose to Desert Hills in the state championship down at SUU. The year before, Ridgeline beats Crimson Cliffs in the semifinals at
because
home.
Because it was at Ridgeline.
And then comes into this stadium and beats Dixie handily to win the 4A state championship 2 years ago. Travis Cox, his fourth year into the semifinals, making a semifinals appearance. So he is no stranger to this stage, and a lot of these kids are no stranger to this stage either. They've played on this football field. The seniors tonight were sophomores when they won that state championship, and they know the feeling last year that they felt after losing to Crimson Cliffs at SUU. And you can, from everything I've seen, Dave, these kids are ready to go, and they want revenge over last year's loss. They feel like they gave that game to Crimson Cliffs with turnovers, costly penalties, missed opportunities in the red zone. They feel like they had chances to win that game. They lost 34-20. Nate Dowley himself had 6 turnovers.
Whoa.
So if you can not turn the ball over here tonight, execute in the red zone, and play solid defense, you're going to have a chance to win the game. But an interesting fact about Crimson Cliffs, how many times have they given up more than 16 points in a football game all season?
Well, I can tell you.
Twice.
Well, you already know. You did the research.
I already have it.
Okay.
2 times they've given up more than 16 points. Once to Bingham, they lost 26-23 early in the year. A second time they've given up more than 16, a win over Stansbury 62-20, which in my opinion, a lot of those points are in garbage time.
Probably came at the end.
So legitimately, this Crimson Cliffs defense has only given up more than 16 points in a ball game one time, and it was to Bingham High School, who beat them 26-23. And so if Ridgeline can somehow put some points on the board here tonight, I think it's the first to 28, Dave.
They absolutely hammered everybody in their region.
Their region wasn't very good this year.
It makes you wonder if the region wasn't good, or if, how's Dixie not at least
solid? If the region
solid?
was good, you would have had more teams advance further into the state playoffs. Yeah. I don't know that they had very many teams much after the first or second rounds.
Yeah, Crimson Cliffs in the first round beat Cedar. Well, it would be the second round, beat Cedar City, and then they beat Desert Hills. So they played 2 teams from their region.
That was a rematch of the state title game last year.
True. Yep. So I don't know. We know what Stansbury's like. I'm just going back at some of their. I don't know that they've seen a really good opponent
since Bingham. I agree. That's what.
and that's their second ball. That's August 18th.
That's if there's one thing that you say about this Crimson Cliff team. Yeah, they're great. Yeah, they put up big points, and they hold teams down.
Have they been
tested?
But
who have they played?
Yeah, have they been tested?
Other than Bingham, who have they played? And Stansbury's one of those teams you could say, okay, common opponent. Ridgeline beat them, whatever it was, 42-21. Crimson Cliffs beat them 62-20. Other than that, there's just not a lot of ways to compare these two teams. I can tell you one thing. Both teams are very well coached.
Yeah.
Wayne Olafipo is a great coach. I know he comes from Dixie. He moves over to Crimson Cliffs. He's very sound up front. He's going to have his defense ready to go. And they are going to try to hold this Ridgeline offense, who, as of late, Dave, has been rolling on offense.
If you're listening on your radio, driving around, and planning to go home to stream this ball game or watch it on the stream, going to be a little disappointed, as this one's audio only today. Adams Wealth Advisors sponsors your audio experience. They want to get to know understand your family, your jobs, your hobbies, and goals to earn your long-term financial trust. We're way up here in the crow's nest. I told you to bring binoculars. I did a game many years ago for Logan in one of their state championship games, and I thought, my goodness, we are up here. And 2 years ago, when we came and did the 2021-2022 state championship, we set up shop just above the students, which was a lot of fun. But it was also a noon game.
It was nice and warm. It was beautiful.
I got sunburned.
Yeah, it was great weather.
Yep. And,
you're fair complected too.
Yeah, I'm in a sunburn and
5 minutes
under the lights at McDonald's. So we're way up here today, and we're going to be provided statistics by the High School Athletics Association, which for me is awesome, because then I don't have to do them, and me and Nick can hopefully try to call this game so that we can paint the picture as best we can.
What's going on out there?
Yep, as best we can.
We got some pretty big televisions here that we can rely on for some replays.
Absolutely jumbo.
And as I was up here earlier today, and the recognition from here, I don't think is as hard as you made it sound, but we'll see how the game goes. We'll do our very best to give you the insights of how these plays are breaking down.
Maybe I've grown up. It doesn't feel quite as high as it did last time, but man, last time I was thinking, wow, this is. Although try to pick out some of those numbers though on the Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Yeah, it's not super
tricky.
Easy. It looks like a home Utah game, doesn't it? Those guys are dressed
all red,
all in red helmets, red pants, red shirt, red tops. Redsign's going to be in all white.
I love the all white.
Yeah, I think they're
clean.
Yep, this looks like a Penn State University Utah game in this one. We are just about getting ready for the national anthem, so Nick and I will step aside for the anthem and come back for more pregame information for you in just a moment.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC online at advancedheating-ac.com.
In a world of ordinary flooring options, there's only one that's truly indestructible. Castelite, the ultimate destination for strength, durability, and timeless beauty. With tile, brick, and paver displays. Witness their indestructible products online at castelite.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $10 a month? Get access to tons of equipment and find your big fitness energy. Join Planet Fitness today through the free PF app online or in club for $10 a month.
Great Basin Graphics does custom t-shirts and creates graphic designs that'll get your business noticed. Amazing colors and designs that seem to jump off the t-shirt. Go to GreatBasinGraphics.com.
Great Basin Graphics. We made you look.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Good news for all school teachers and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Defense helps win championships. That's true in business too. This is Dave Simmons. Les Olson IT is the best defense for your network. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services.
Les Olson IT.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
Thank you, Cache Valley, for voting the Cater Shop the best menswear store in northern Utah for the second year in a row. We are here to serve you for all your menswear, missionary, and tuxedo formal wear needs.
The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC online at advancedheating-ac.com.
In a world of ordinary flooring options, there's only one that's truly indestructible. Castilite, the ultimate destination for strength, durability, and timeless beauty. With tile, brick, and paver displays. Witness their indestructible products online at Castilite.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $10 a month? Get access to tons of equipment and find your big fitness energy. Join Planet Fitness today through the free PF app online or in club for $10 a month.
Great Basin Graphics does custom t-shirts and creates graphic designs that'll get your business noticed. Amazing colors and designs that seem to jump off the t-shirt. Go to greatbasingraphics.com.
Great Basin Graphics. We made you look, made you look.
Welcome back to Rice Eccles Stadium at the University of Utah as the national anthem was sung. And we are just about getting ready to get started here. Crimson Cliffs lined up along the entire end zone of the south end zone. Ridgeline coming out as the Ridgeline faithful are on the west side of the stadium, and the Crimson Cliffs fans are on the east side. Let's look at these two teams, Nick, as they're getting set to get started here. As far as the matchups goes, I'm seeing some seriously close statistics from a passing yards perspective. Nate Daly averages 249 yards per game. Steele Barbin averages 253. That's 4 yards.
Not a very big margin. Steele Barbin does a lot of his damage with his legs, too. Not necessarily that he wants to get out and run, but he wants to scramble, let the defensive backfield break down, find his open guy, and I saw him hit 2 big passes over the top of the Desert Hills defense to kind of break that game open. And so he scrambles enough to keep the play alive, and then, boom, finds Tyler West out over the top of the defense for big plays.
You know, it's interesting. This stat, I think, is a little bit skewed, as they have rushing yards per game. They still have J.T. White, and they show him a 134 per game. But Chris Jansen
But he probably leads the averages per game for the Riverhawks still.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't be the case.
Yards per game.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. As I'm looking down through these other ones, your rushing yards per team, Ridgeline gets 162, Crimson Cliffs 178. I mean, this is so close.
I'm not sure why everybody thinks this is a David versus Goliath type game, and Crimson Cliffs is so unbeatable. This Ridgeline team is very capable of coming out of this ball game with a W here tonight. They have to execute. They have to play good defense, limit the mistakes, and then maybe win a special teams battle here or there. Field position will also be something that you've got to win early in the game. Get Nate Daly in rhythm and let your playmakers make plays. But I know that Steele Barbin, number 13, senior quarterback, and senior wide receiver, number 14, Tyler West, are going to be a handful for this Jake Pitcher defense to deal with here tonight, as they've probably been throwing the ball back and forth to each other since they were 8 years old.
Yeah. Ridgeline comes into this ball game with an overall record of 10-2, Crimson Cliffs 11-1. And the only thing, if I'm trying to nitpick, the only thing I can think that people think that Crimson Cliffs is going to be the victor here is they average 47 points a game to Ridgeline's 35. I mean, that's the only thing I can think. It shouldn't be a 23-point spread.
Crimson Cliffs has some very good wide receivers, Malachi Olafipo and Tyler West. Keep your eye on them. On the defensive side, their dudes on the defensive side are Parker Andrus at nose guard. He can create a lot of havoc up front in that interior defensive line. And McKay Wright is going to lead their linebacking core. Those linebackers like to fly around here, Dave, but Ridgeline is going to start with the ball.
Here's the kick by Austin Slott, and he's going to come to Trace Dustin. He comes back to the middle of the field from the left side of the field to the middle, and it's going to give Ridgeline the ball position about the 26-yard line. It's so quiet up in here, isn't it?
It is very.
It feels weird.
It's warm. That's one thing I can tell you. It's warm.
Yep, we got the creature comforts. We got the creature comforts up here.
We are a long ways away from that ball game.
We sure are. Nate Daly will settle into the shotgun here, and gives a handoff right up the middle to. Let's just make sure we're getting the right guy, Jackson Lindsay. Yeah, it's been kind of a committee over the last few games as far as running backs.
Jackson Lindsay and Crosby West rotated for the major part of the game against – who the heck did we play last week?
Payson, thank you. Yeah, I had a hard time remembering the one before that. Two to the right, two to the left. looking for the pass. They've got Carson Cox at the 36. That's going to be very close to a first down.
Just
might
shy.
be a yard short.
Yeah, about a yard short. Number 3, Carson Cox. On number 3, Charles Morby in coverage, defensive back, senior defensive back for Crimson Cliffs. Carson comes away with the catch and a 3rd and 1 for the Riverhawks.
Dally again, the shotgun, bring Livingston in motion from the right side to the left, hand it up the middle. They're going to bounce it to the outside with Jackson Lindsay. He's over the 40-yard line to the 41 and is going to get the first down.
Yeah, and he just follows his pulling guard, Easton Hammond, from the left side of that offensive formation back to the right on a little bit of power play. Runs behind his guard and is able to convert on 3rd and 1. Pick up first down and move the chains. Ball possession here is important for the Riverhawks.
A little bit of a heavier set this time on the left side. Give it to Lindsay going left. Dives forward. He was trying to follow Dante Bond on that left side along with
Crew Jones. Yep, freshman Crew Jones leading the way along with senior tackle Dante Bond. Jackson Lindsay just loses a little bit of balance, gets tripped up down low by one of those Crimson defensive linemen. Couple yard gain. It looks like about a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Yep, 2nd and 7. That's actually a long 3, almost closer to 4. Dally in the shotgun. This time gives it to Lindsay going left. Cuts it up the middle just outside the hash, and he's across midfield into Crimson Cliffs territory.
And if that's something that this Ridgeline offense is able to do, control the line of scrimmage up front with that big offensive line that's been playing really well over the last few weeks, control the line of scrimmage, give Nate Dally enough time to get the ball out of his hands. Last year, the thing that cost him the most, not only turnovers, some crucial sacks by Nate Dally and that Crimson defense.
1st and 10, twins to both sides. Jackson Lindsay went out. Coming out of the backfield now is Sam Peterson. He gets the catch. It's going to be a very short gain on the completion from Dally to Peterson, just 1 yard.
And I know that's been an emphasis from offensive coordinator Jeremy Livingston. Get Nate Dally in a rhythm and get him in a rhythm early. So make the passes quick and make the passes easy. This time he hits Sam Peterson out of the backfield in the flats, only picks up a couple yards, but they stay ahead of the chain, 2nd and 9.
2 receivers on the left side this time, just 1 on the right. Give it again to Peterson, and nope, that was Crosby West.
Yes, it was.
He's going to get only about 1 out of that, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
And that was the leading tackler for this Crimson Cliffs defense, McKay Wright, from the backside, kind of backside middle linebacker position, sniffs that counter play out, shoots an alley, and is able to get to Crosby West before he only picks up about 1 yard, 3rd and 8.
Graham Livingston splits out far to the left. He's got a man right next to him as Graham comes in motion from the left to the right. Fake the handoff to Graham. Nate drops back. He's got a man over the middle. That's Carson. Got to get upfield, Carson. They hit him hard. And he is going to be very close to the first, but I think he's short.
He is short, and it's McKay Wright again that comes from his middle linebacker position on the shallow crossing route from Carson Cox. As you get Graham Livingston in motion from the left to the right, you run a shallow crosser with Carson just in front of the linebackers, and McKay Wright stops him short of the first down, and it's going to bring up 4th and 1.
4th and inches,
4
I
down
would say,
territory here.
As the nose of the ball is super close, but Nate is still in the shotgun. They have Strong on the right side, a heavy set on that right side.
Oh, jump.
They tried to get him to jump off sides, didn't quite get it. Now Nate's going to get the handoff. They go right side to West. They're going to blow this dead.
Timeout, I think, Ridgeline. Yeah,
Yep.
Travis Cox wanted to make sure he had the right play in. Those looked like they were going to convert that.
I'd like to see him go with that super heavy
package,
set.
and they're bringing it in, Dave, on cue. Here comes Case and Dana, Will Graham, Landon Perkins, and Bodie Hansen in the ball game to convert this 4th and 1 situation with the heavy package.
Mow them down. That's that. I just, it's such a great way for Ridgeline to get a 1 or 2 yards. I've said it. I'm blue in the face. I don't love being in the shotgun, but if you're going to do when you're 4th and inches, but if you're going to do it, this package will make it work better than the others.
Well, you hate to say that this is a huge play right here in the first quarter, first drive of the game, but man, this is a momentum builder right here. You convert this, you keep the momentum, you keep the ball in your offense's hands. You don't convert this one, and you give all the momentum back to Crimson Cliffs, and heavy packages in the ball game.
We'll see what side they go to. Crew Jones is the back. They're going to pound it forward. Crew is going to get just enough. He only needed a couple inches, and he got about 1.5 yards.
And it's McKay Wright again for that Crimson Cliffs defense. He was good on paper. He is even better in person. He stuffs Crew Jones, but not after about a 2-yard gain and a first down conversion on 4th down. But that McKay Wright flies around, Dave.
He does. Ridgeline at the Crimson Cliffs 37-yard line. Dally will split 3 receivers out to the right side, just 1 on the left. back in the backfield along with him. Fake it to West. Going to go outside of this, on the little flare pass to Livingston, and it's low, and Graham can't bring it in. Looked catchable from up here, but it's hard to tell how high or how low it was.
Yeah, they're trying to set up a screen to Graham, and it's just a little bit of pressure up front. Nate Dowley throws it just in front of and a little bit low for Graham Livingston to handle, and it falls incomplete in a 2nd and 10 for the Ridgeline offense.
The replay on the Jumbotron shows that ball was definitely catchable. Graham would like to have that one back. Twins to three on the right side and one to the left. Empty backfield. Looking over the middle, he's got his man, and that's caught, but hit very hard and driven backwards. Forward progression is going to give him about 4 or 5. This ball is going to be spotted on the 31-yard line, needing, what, Nick, about 4 for another first down?
I'd say about 5, but again, it's number 34 for this Crimson Cliffs defense. I don't know how many tackles. He has 56 in max preps on the season. I just can't think that's right in 12 games because he's already got about 5 here tonight. McKay Wright again on the tackle for Crimson Cliffs.
That catch was made by Hunter Knighton. Nate Dowley drops back. They blow this dead.
I think a false start.
You know, it's if we don't see the flag flown and then all of a sudden stuff stops, it's a really weird feeling because we're not hearing whistles.
Yeah, you're not hearing
all of
whistles.
a sudden everybody stops, and I'm like, whoa, what happened? So penalty is going to go against Ridgeline as they're going to march him back 5 yards. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 now.
Carson Cox was split out wide on that previous play, and I think they might have caught him just rocking a little bit early. He'll go false start for the offense.
He'll go back out there this time to the left, and Dowley's going to look over the middle. He's got Hunter Knighton. He fights forward. They're going to be about a yard short of the first down. So 4th and 1 again. Last two sequences have been all the way to 4th down.
Here come the heavy package again, but it's that last play, a nicely designed play where you get Crew Jones from the B-back position going on a vertical, and then a little bit of a delay by Hunter Knight and the other tight end. He just leaks into the middle of that defense where those linebackers have vacated, picks up nice yards and a 4th down
See
here.
if they go right or left this time. Straight up the middle. Crew Jones has room.
Boy.
He's going to get into the secondary.
Ooh.
He almost broke it. He's to the 10-yard line, and he needed one, and he got it was about the 30.
Yeah, got about a 20-yard gain.
Yeah, I was going to say 10, 15. You might be closer to right at 20 because it's going to be at the 10-yard line.
Charles Moby from his cornerback position saves a touchdown here as Crew Jones had broke into the 3rd level and there was no one home for the Crimson defense. First and goal from the 10.
Hands off this time to, looks like Crosby West. He's going to get about 5. So going to be 2nd and 5 or 4.
That's the danger on that 4th and 1 play. You sell out and you bring everybody up to the line of scrimmage. If you don't hit home with somebody early and Crew Jones pops into that 2nd level, there's nobody left. And Charles Morby, senior quarterback, saves a touchdown, but Crosby West with a nice 5-yard gain on first down, setting up 2nd and goal from about the 5.
Senior corner? Is that what you said?
Cornerback.
Yeah, corner.
Yep.
It's Dowley again in the shotgun this time. He's looking to the right side. He's got his man Peterson. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Ridgeline.
What a beautiful drive to open the game by the Ridgeline offense and Jeremy Livingston. He was patient. He took his time. He stayed ahead of the chains. One bad penalty, one negative penalty with the false start, but they rebound with 2 4th-down conversions on that drive, and Sam Peterson from the arm of Nate Dowley hits pay dirt and a 6-0 lead here for Ridgeline to open the ball game.
All they needed was the 5 yards, and it was a good pass play by Dowley.
And this is a position that Crimson Cliffs is not used to being in.
Yeah,
with the exception of Bingham, you won't find them behind very often in football games, and they find themselves behind 6-0 here as we have a flag on the extra point and a false start on Ridgeline.
Aaron Young made that point after, but they do blow it dead.
Somebody jumped up front.
Yep, so it's what was going to be marked. The ball was when it snapped, it's about at the 10. Now it's going to go back closer to the 15. So he's got about a 25-yard point after here as he steps it off. Holding the holder
definitely
is
not the leg strength. It's all going to be the direction.
Yep. Dustin is the holder. Trace waiting. There's the snap. Hold is down. Kick is
good.
Up and good. It's really hard to see.
Line
from
drive.
up here,
It is. It's a little tricky.
I almost thought I went left.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think if it hits the net, it's pretty safe to say that it almost got to go up through the upright, right? That net is
pretty
about
close.
the edges of the upright.
Yeah, pretty close. Ridgeline with a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter on the very first drive of the game. They're able to find pay dirt. We'll be back in just a moment.
RPMs raise your BPMs. Then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Good news for all school teachers and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
Kickoff for Crimson Cliffs fielded at the 7-yard line, brought out to the 15. It's going left and brought down at the 25-yard line.
Trey Purser on that tackle at the 25-yard line for the Ridgeline kick coverage team.
So we're going to see Crimson Cliffs for the first time, the offense for Crimson Cliffs for the first time. That's going to actually be spotted at the 24-yard line. Steele Barbin will be in an empty backfield back there with him, with trips to the right, 2 to the left.
38 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions on the season, Dave.
So nice accuracy. They run a little reverse, and on the tackle is Dante Bond.
Yeah,
I thought they could have gotten further out before cutting it up, but he ran right into Dante's arms.
Number 21, Mason Topalea, gets the little forward pitch pass so it's a completion for Steele Barbin.
Yep.
For a negative 1-yard gain.
2 receivers to the left side.
2nd and 11.
Yep, 1 to the right.
Oh, that's false start.
And they're going to do it again, the same play to the same direction, and they're going to be knocked out of bounds. Brought down at about the 33, 34-yard line. That was Caden Garcia-Casey.
Yeah, and that speed sweep again, getting that halfback out in front of him this time. Instead of being in empty, they get the halfback who's behind Barbin out in front, and now they're working tempo.
3rd and 4 as they move to the right. They have the room and the first down. That carry by Chris Jansen. And he's going to have the first down out to the Crimson Cliffs 37.
Yeah, McCord Chris Jansen, who's just a junior, carries the load here on the ground for this Mustangs offense.
Boy, they go quick, Nick. They're back in the shotgun again, handed up the middle again to Chris Jansen. He's to the 50-yard line before being brought down there by Trace Dustin.
This offensive line doing a good job of their own of handling the line of scrimmage up front against this 3-man front that Ridgeline's going to run at them. And a nice run by Chris Jansen to pick up first down on first down. Gets it across the 50 to the 49.
Barbin with 2 receivers to either direction. Goes on the outside route. Has his man out there. That's Garcia-Casey. He gets the first down marker and a couple more. For people that might be remembering that Barbin name, his older brother, Steele's older brother, played quarterback for Dixie a couple years ago. They were that was the team playing Ridgeline in the state championship that Ridgeline won. So quarterback family. 2 receivers to both sides again. Chris Jansen in the backfield. This one's blown dead.
On a false start this time. I've seen early movement on a couple of their plays.
Sometimes when you go this quick, right?
Yeah, they catch the offensive line moving a little early and a false start to back up and kind of slow this drive down a little bit, as this tempo has been frantic for this Ridgeline defense to kind of get their wits about them here as Crimson Cliffs is on the move.
2 receivers again. Same formation they've ran quite a few times already. Chris Jansen right back there with Barbin. He's going to look deep over the middle. He's got his man, and it's off the fingertips of his intended receiver. That's number 4, Malachi Olafipo. I'm guessing coach's son?
Coach's kid, yep. And he had Aiden Anderson in coverage over there on the Crimson Cliff side of the field. Just a little skinny post. Aiden doing a nice job of getting in there and playing some contests, and the pass falls incomplete.
2nd and 15 as Barbin splits this time 3 receivers to the right, just 1 on the left. Chris Jansen right next to him on his right. Going to set up a screen play to Chris Jansen. He's going to get about 5 yards out of it, so back to close to the original line of scrimmage. And Crimson Cliffs is going to be looking at a 3rd and probably 9.
Nice job over there by Charlie Booth and Kason Dana chasing that one down from behind, but Charlie Booth sniffing that screen out. He's there to get Chris Jansen on the ground and a 3rd and long from the 35.
Maybe in 4-down territory here with 2 receivers to both direction. Barbin this time goes right, got his guy, he got a first down. That one's going to be at the 25-yard line.
And it's just an easy pitch and catch. The inside guy runs a little seam route to put pressure on the corner and the safety, and then the outside guy runs about a 10-yard out route, and Steele Barbin throws it right on time and right on target for a first down.
That was Olafipo again.
Another
Early
false
movement,
start,
and I'm seeing it on the receiving core.
I've seen it from all three, the receiving core, the lineman, and out of the running back. The one out of the running back on that jet sweep they didn't call, but there's a lot of moving parts on this Crimson Cliffs offense, and as fast as they go, if they continue to get these false start penalties, it's really going to slow down and stymie this tempo that they like to work with, as it's been effective thus far.
This time, Chris Jansen in the pistol right behind Barbin. Too much room on the cushion over there on the right side as he's able to find his man on a 10-yard out, Luke Childs, and that's going to be a first down.
This Ridgeline defense is primarily going to play cover 3 and keep everything in front of them.
Not quite
Not
a first down. That was because of the penalty.
Because of the penalty, right.
It's going to be
2nd and 4?
Yep, probably 4. That's what the scoreboard says. Ball on the 19-yard line of Ridgeline. Chris Jansen goes right, and he's brought down from behind. Is that
That's
Dana?
Bodie. No, it's
Bodie.
Bodie Hansen. Yeah, from his middle linebacker position, sees the sweep to Chris Jansen and then just shoots the alley, and he's able to get to him before he gets upfield too far, but he does pick up 2 yards and a 3rd and 2 from about the 17-yard line.
Yep, that's what the scoreboard says is it's 17. This time they're going to put 3 receivers on the right side, which is actually the short side, so they're bunched up over there. Chris Jansen right behind, on the left side of Barbin, and 1 receiver wide left. Barbin calling signals, looking left, goes left, got his man caught at the 7-yard line and pushed out of bounds. So that's enough for a first down. That one completed to Boston Adamson.
And I'm sure Barbin is just licking his chops back there as this soft coverage from Ridgeline is giving his wide receivers plenty of space to run the little quick out routes. It's about the 3rd one of this drive that he's been able to hit. This time he comes to the Ridgeline side of the field to pick up the first down.
2:58 remaining in the first quarter. Chris Jansen running to the left, got room, and he's into the end zone on a 7-yard touchdown run for Crimson Cliffs.
That offensive line is just able to move Case and Dana and Crew Jones out of the way and clear plenty of space on that left side of the offensive formation for Chris Jansen to basically just walk into the end zone untouched. So a very nice answer from this Crimson Cliffs defense. As Ridgeline marches down the field about 75 yards, they turn around and do the same thing and get this ball game knotted back up, pending the extra point.
They don't list heights and weights on their roster, but there's some beef
There's
down
some
there.
Big offensive linemen.
I'm just looking at.
The
kick is up and good. I'm looking at 56, Jacob Zarate. He's a big dude.
77.
77's a big dude. They don't have him listed on this roster.
You don't have this much success on the offensive side of the ball if you don't have a big, strong, physical offensive line, and that's exactly what Crimson Cliffs offense has, as Chris Jansen is able to march down the field with a couple of good runs, and Steele Barbin is kind of picking this secondary apart as he's able to hit those nice out routes these wide receivers are running underneath this softer cover 3 defense that Ridgeline has. So 7-7 ball game.
If you're looking for custom T-shirts, detailed embroidery, and graphic design that will get your business noticed, you can get that at Great Basin Graphics. You can go to greatbasingraphics.com for more information.
We're going to have a shootout here?
I don't know, man. It feels like you two possessions, one for each team, and both of them went right down and scored it. Almost feels like who's going to stop first.
Now, some nice 3rd down conversions on that drive by Steele Barbin and the Crimson Cliffs offense. Ridgeline, a little tougher on their drives. They got in 2 4th down situations and had to convert on 4th down. So one team slightly more efficient than the other, I'd say. One team with a couple of bigger plays on the ground, Crimson Cliffs, with Chris Jansen getting some chunk yards, as he's looking good so far early in this ball game.
Ottenshot's going to hit the end zone with this kickoff.
Who?
Ottenshot. If I'm pronouncing it right. Ty Ottenshot.
Shot that one all the way in the end zone.
Yep.
Trace Dustin wasn't able to return. Yeah.
Lefty kicker. Booted that one all the way into the middle back of the end zone.
I mean, I'd love to see just a shootout offensive battle here tonight, but
you might get it. After, like I said, those first 2 possessions, feels like whoever's going to stop the other team first might have the best chance. Dally in the shotgun. He's got heavy sets on both sides, so only one receiver in each direction, and that one's stuffed. It was maybe a yard.
Yeah, they come out kind of in a wishbone formation. We've seen this from time to time where they counter from the left to the right, and they bring that up back that's in the wishbone to lead block, and this time Crimson Cliffs defense was having none of it as they stuff Jackson Lindsay for a no-yard gain and a 2nd and 10.
Lindsay settles in behind Dally this time. 2 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. Dally looking, and he was hit at the same time as trying to throw that ball, and it came out of there squirrely and incomplete.
That looks like one of the linebackers, or I'm going to see, is this a defensive lineman that was able to get home to Nate Dally? It is, number 99. He plays defensive line up front.
Caden Hawes.
Caden Hawes putting the pressure into Nate Dowley's face as he wanted to hit a little skinny slant. Carson Cox looked to be his intended receiver, but the pressure threw off the throw and falls incomplete for a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 on the 21-yard line. Dowley now looking left. He's got his man Hunter Knighton. He's going to have enough for the first down, and that's about it.
Yeah, all he's got to do is get to the 30, and Hunter Knighton sits down underneath those defensive backs of Crimson Cliffs. And Nate Dowley hits him. Perfect timing on that throw, and they're able to convert 3rd and 10. Huge play on 3rd down to move the chains.
3 to the right, tight end and on the left. No wide receiver that way. So they run that direction and get about 3 out of it. Was that Sam?
That was Jackson Lindsay.
I meant?
Yeah, and they do this pin and pull concept when they get in trips and they bring that tight end in tight on the single wide receiver side, and then they run pin and pull into the boundary. It's very hard to defend because you're limited on your numbers. Jackson Lindsay finds a little running room, 3 yards, 2nd and 7.
Dowley's got a man behind him. He's going to hand it to Lindsay. Only had the one receiver out there, so keeping people pretty tight in there for blocking purposes, at least these last 2 plays. The one man out to the right was Graham Livingston, and Dowley's going to rush in with the next play.
Lindsay's able to pick up a couple of hard yards and make this a manageable 3rd and 3.
Crew Jones settles in on the right side tight end area.
My.
Coming in from the backfield. That's the same player, Caden Hawes, coming in from the right side to absolutely level Jackson Lindsay.
Yeah, he's the backside defensive end, and it's just a breakdown on the offensive front as somebody lost communication or didn't get him picked up correctly, as it looks like they're trying to run power back to that right side. And I think they might have him just slanting towards that, and he gets underneath the tackle where the guard is vacating and the center is not able to get to him, and it goes for a tackle for loss and a huge play for the Crimson Cliffs defense.
4th and 6, and the punt comes from Dustin. It's going to get into Crimson Cliffs territory to the 37-yard line. So Crimson Cliffs gets the first stop, and Ridgeline's in defense now got to come out and do some work. Logo Shop sponsors our uniform check. We talked about that right at the beginning of the broadcast. As both teams, one team looks like University of Utah, the other looks like Penn State. Logo Shop is committed to schools, teams, and youth groups. Appreciate Logo Shop and their support of high school athletics in Cache Valley. So Crimson Cliffs will bring Steele Barban and his offense back out as they split 3 to the left this time and just 1 to the right. They're on the right side hash. Chris Jansen, no, that's not Chris Jansen, running back right behind.
21.
Yep, 21 is Mason Topolayan. And he gets maybe 1 or 2. Give him 3. So 2nd down and 7 coming up for Crimson Cliffs. Ball on the 40-yard line. Steele Barban. Is it Topolayan still next to him?
I believe it is.
2 to the right this time and 2 to the left. They call heavy count and then stop and look at the sideline. And Barban still calling signals. There's the snap. Gives it to Topolayan, and he is brought down with a very minimal gain. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
He's tackled by Hunter Knighton again. That's who got him on the play, that tackled him on the previous play as well. But a nice job up front by Case and Dana, getting a good push, getting penetration through the middle of that offensive line. And then Hunter Knighton cleans him up after Case and Dana had slowed his forward progress just enough for that middle linebacker to fill. And that's the end of our first quarter, Dave.
Going to get us to the end of the first here. Is a lot of action in this first quarter. Ridgeline and Crimson Cliffs tied up at 7-7. Crimson Cliffs with the ball when we get back.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Defense helps win championships. That's true in business, too. This is Dave Simmons. Les Olson IT is the best defense for your network. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services.
Les Olson IT.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Steel Barbon and Crimson Cliffs on their own 41-yard line. It's, what is it, Nick? Third and about 7. Barbon looking. Now he's going to have to be flushed out of the pocket. He's got some running room. He's going to have a first down. Gets to the 50 and crosses into Ridgeline territory, but barely. It's going to be marked at about the 49-yard line.
And I mentioned in the pregame, he can hurt you with his legs. This time he doesn't get what he wants, as he's got kind of a sit route on the left by Tyler West and an out route by the wide receiver to that side, the outside wide receiver, and good coverage over on that side by Braxton Perry, and I believe it was Charlie Booth. And Steel Barbon brings it down, scrambles through the middle of that offensive line, and picks up the first down with his legs.
Trips to the left, one back in the backfield along with Barbon. That is Christiansen. They hand it to him, and he gets a couple of yards, but a flag flies in late.
Flag.
Makes you wonder if I'm thinking face
mask. But I didn't see anybody.
We need our binoculars. The Crimson Cliffs broadcast crew to the left of us has 4 dudes in there.
4 guys?
Two with binoculars. I mean, how many guys does it take to – I guess probably more than just the 2 of us.
Was a face mask, Dave. So a late flag goes in favor of Crimson Cliffs, and that's a 15-yarder. Ooh, that's a rough one.
Yeah, that's a kick in the stomach for Ridgeline. Definitely nice for Crimson Cliffs, as they have 3 receivers now on the left side, which is the strong side, just one on the right, and running back right next to Steel Barbon's right. Ball on the 31-yard line. Flare pass out to the left side of the outside receiver. He's got it. Makes the first man miss to the 25, pushed out of bounds at about the 23, 24-yard line.
And that's the speedster, Tyler West, on the reception as they throw a little bubble screen to the slot wide receiver. That's West. Cooper Clark is given chase, and then West is able to just shake his tackle and pick up positive yards, 2nd and 2.
In the shotgun again is Barbon. 2 receivers to both directions. Now they're going to settle in Christiansen behind Barbon in the pistol. Ball on the 23-yard line of Ridgeline. 2nd down and about 3. Plenty of room for Christiansen. He knocks the body right off of 2 different guys, and nobody wraps up, and he finds the end zone.
And
Touchdown.
It's the 2 safeties, Trace Dustin and Avon Gore, coming up to stop Christiansen as he got into the 2nd level. But this Crimson Cliffs offense is running a check, Dave. They're coming to the line of scrimmage, and they're giving a hard count to see what the defense is going to give them. And this time the Ridgeline defense gave him a 5-man box. So Steel Barbon checks into a run, hands it to Christiansen, and as he gets to the 2nd level, Trace Dustin and Avon Gore are unable to get him on the ground, and it leads to a touchdown for Crimson Cliffs and a 14-7 lead here for the Mustangs early in the 2nd quarter.
With the point after, it does make it 14-7. So, again, Ridgeline's defense going to need to step up in this ball game, as Crimson Cliffs offense looking like it is clicking right now. We'll be back in just a second.
From what's happening in local political elections to breaking news to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Defense helps win championships. That's true in business, too. This is Dave Simmons. Les Olson IT is the best defense for your network. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services.
Les Olson IT.
So the run from, was it Christiansen?
Yes, it was.
For Crimson Cliffs gets another touchdown on the board for Crimson Cliffs. They are up 14-7. As we're just getting started here in the 2nd quarter. The first possession for Crimson Cliffs finished with a touchdown, as did the first possession with Ridgeline. But then Ridgeline's 2nd possession ended with a punt. And the kick by Austin Slot will be fielded on the 5-yard line, brought out there. And up to the 30-yard line, that's number 15,
Jeff Woodland.
Does the game look slower for you up top, like
a little
really
bit,
high?
Yeah, since you're so far away.
It's almost like you're watching there was an old game where guys would set up people on a game board that when you plug it in, it would vibrate, and the guys would move. And that's older than my day. But all I know is it feels like that as guys are just kind of moving around out there. Dally in the shotgun, 2 receivers on the left. They're going to hand it off coming to the left side. and Lindsay is going to get about 5 yards.
Nice job of just bouncing it to the edge of the defense, and a nice job by the Crimson Cliffs defense of just stringing that to the sideline, not giving Lindsay much of a lane to get vertical on, but he just kind of keeps pressing that edge of the defense and picks up 5 yards for a 2nd and 5.
Crosby West checks in for Lindsay. 2 receivers on the right side this time, just 1 on the left. That's Livingston. He drops it. That hit him in the hands, and I think he might have felt or heard footsteps because he got hammered after that, but he dropped it.
And it's McKay Wright again, number 34 for this Crimson Cliffs defense, that flies around, and he'll come up and hit you as he stopped a couple of our running backs in their tracks. And this time the crossing route from Graham Livingston is right in his chest.
Just dropped it.
And the second drop to start this ball game for number 11, Graham Livingston. They really need his dynamic play out there tonight, and they're not getting it so far early in this ball game.
Trips to the right this time. It's got to call it the strong side. And 1 to the left. Crosby West in the backfield with Dowley. They're going to get this time the crossing man. That is Livingston. He's going to get it to the 40, and that's going to bring up a 4th and about 1.
Yeah, and you just show a lot of trust. Hey, I trust you, Graham. I'm going to give you another shot here. And Nate Dowley goes right back to a slot wide receiver. This time he's lined up as the outside wide receiver, runs a little shallow crossing route over the middle, and he catches it and sets him up on a manageable 4th and 1.
Yeah, big 4th down, though. You got to get this.
Oh, yeah, you're still on the minus 40, your own territory
Crew
here.
Jones on the right side. They're going to fake the handoff and roll out. Uh-oh. They do get Crew. That was a good throw. It had to be put in there right at the right spot, and Crew caught it and got the first down, but I thought he looked like he was covered.
It was good recognition and coverage by number 37, Jordan Phillips, another senior middle linebacker. This linebacking core for Crimson Cliffs is no joke.
No, they're tough.
Number 97, number 37, Jordan Phillips, McKay Wright, number 42, I believe it is. That's Brayson Phillips, so I wonder if they're brothers, the Phillips brothers out there making plays. They might be twins. I don't know.
Brock Baker on the corner came over to help finish that off as well.
Yeah, nice little play action by Nate Dowley and a beautiful throw to Crew Jones to pick up that 4th down.
2 receivers to both directions, still finding Livingston right over the middle. This time he's got more room as he crosses into Crimson Cliffs territory and brought down at the Crimson Cliffs 46-yard line.
And it's something I know Jeremy Livingston loves to exploit, the chess match between the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator. You're going to do this, I'm going to do that. Well, that thing right now is shallow crossing routes.
Over the middle.
And Crimson Cliffs has been unable to cover them up for the most part. Another completion and a 1st down for Nate Dowley and Graham Livingston.
Dowley hands this one to Crosby West. He tries to go right. Almost looked like he ran into the back of Crew Jones, his own teammate. Came back to his left and got positive yards, but not many.
And if you heard my grunt over the air, it was because Crosby West ran right into the back of his lead blocker, Crew Jones, as he just trusted his tracks and hit that running lane full steam ahead. He would have picked up probably 5 yards, but instead it's a minimal gain on 1st down.
Dowley drops back again. He tries to hit Lindsay out of the backfield, and big number 99 was in hot pursuit. Caden Hawes had Lindsay caught that ball. Hawes was right there as well.
And from his defensive end position, Caden Hawes has been all over the field tonight for the Mustangs defense as he's made plays, one in the backfield to stop a potential 3rd down conversion and bring it to 4th down. This time he peels out of the defensive end position to chase the running back out of the backfield in coverage, and this one falls incomplete and a 3rd and 8 for the Ridgeline offense.
It's just so hard to tell how big guys are, but to me, he looks pretty big.
He does look like a big boy out there. And
playing
looks like
defensive end, maybe a guy that could play at the next level.
How do you get a defensive end that can come downhill as hard as he did on that 3rd down play and then recognize a running back out of the backfield and peel to the flats and catch him?
That's
like
skill,
that.
man. That is quickness and strength and
Unless
skill.
it's a called play by Coach Olafipo over there on the Crimson Cliffs defense, which is very creative, but I just think it's a kid making a play, seeing something and reacting, you know what I mean?
Yes, McDonald's sponsors our player of the game. Work for McDonald's and let them work for you. Flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, plus meals and other perks at McDonald's. Also, Napa Auto Parts sponsors our best part of the game. You can count on Napa Auto Parts for the parts you need and the parts you use every day. There was a timeout on the field. I didn't catch who called it. Did you?
Ridgeline did, I believe. Crimson Cliff still has all 3 of their timeouts. Ridgeline has only 1 remaining in the half.
Oh, those little
but
hashers.
This right here is 4-down territory for sure. You don't have to pick it all up in one chunk, Dave. If you can pick up half, you're going to go for it on 4th down in this field position.
3rd and 8 right now. Trips to the right this time, 1 on the left. Dowley looking right. they're holding Carson out there, and they're going to try to go on that right side, and he throws it incomplete. Carson was being – I'd happened to glance down at him, and they were dragging him.
Yeah, as he tries to run a little kind of post-corner type route or a little bit of a dig and then back out to the sideline.
I think that's what Nate Daly's talking to the ref
Yeah,
about.
They got a handful of jersey on big number 3, Carson Cox, and nothing called, and they're actually going to punt this one away as it remains 3rd and 8, goes to 4th and 8. Here's Trace Dustin trying to pin them in their own territory.
He gets it down, and it's going to be fair caught on the 11-yard line.
10. Oh, yep, was the 11.
As he catches it, it's going to bring the Steel Barbin and the Crimson Cliffs offense back out, which so far they're 2 for 2 finding the end zone.
You got to make adjustments here if you're Jake Pitcher. You got to figure out this Crimson Cliffs offense. They're checking you at the line of scrimmage. They want to see what you're going to do first and then check into what they feel like's their best play against your front. And so we'll see the chess match continue here between the Ridgeline defense and the Crimson Cliffs offense.
Barbin's going to have Christiansen right behind him in the pistol. He's got 3 receivers on the right side and 1 on the left. And calling signals. This time gives it to Christiansen going left. He's quick. He's got room. He's to the 20, the 30, 35, 40, and pushed out of bounds. Boy, he's fast, don't you think?
He's quick, and when he gets into that next level, he's hard to catch. Trace Dustin from his free safety position is the only one left to chase him out of bounds, but it just looks like a power off-tackle play, and that big offensive line for Crimson Cliffs is handling the line of scrimmage up front. They kick Crew Jones, and Bodie Hansen's unable to get home, and a big play on the ground for Crimson Cliffs.
Both 2 receivers to both directions, and Barbin calls signals, looking downfield. Going to try a home run ball down the left side, and it's overthrown just a hair. That ball was deep and intended to.
That's Tyler West, I believe.
West?
Yeah, his primary target over the course of the season. Tyler West with over 1,000 receiving yards on the year. Runs a little streak.
Pretty good coverage out there, though.
Yeah, down that Crimson Cliff side. Braxton Perry in coverage. Falls incomplete. I like the play call. You pick up a 30-yard rush on first down. You go for the home run kill shot on the next play, 1st and 10. Now you're 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, Steel Barbin with all sorts of time. And rolling left, still waiting. And as he's hit, he's picked off. That ball is caught by, I believe, Trace Dustin, and he's going to the left, to the 50, to the 40, trying to get the corner and out of bounds at the 31-yard line for Ridgeline. In business now on the interception.
Yeah, it's exactly what you wanted if you're the Ridgeline defenders. You need a turnover in this situation and pressure from Trey Purser up front, and it looked like maybe a little bit from Bodie Hansen. Trey Purser, I believe, hits Steel Barbin on the throw, and the ball floats up into the air right into the free safety who was playing center field. And not very often do you see Steel Barbin just throw one up for grabs, and a big mistake there by the senior quarterback for the Mustangs. He's a senior.
I thought he was a junior.
Nope, on their sheet it says senior.
Shows senior.
But so the first mistake of the ball game and the first turnover goes in the favor of the Riverhawks, and they got the ball in positive field position on the 31, 1st and 10.
Dally with looks like Lindsey right behind him. 2 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. Hunter Knighton comes from the right side to the left in motion. Good move by Jackson Lindsey, and the ball was out. Was it down or was it out?
I think they're calling him down. They're calling Jackson Lindsey down as he spins out of a tackle. He hits the turf, and the ball pops out. But it was ground caused, and it remains in the possession of Ridgeline. But a nice little jump cut right at the line of scrimmage to find the space. That come out early on the replay.
If his knee wasn't down.
Here we go.
Watch.
That is one that you need instant replay on.
That one might have been a fumble.
As you're trying to pick up those extra yards, that ball slips out, and it stays in the possession of Ridgeline. And a 2nd and 2.
2 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. Give it to Crosby West this time going right. And he is going to get the first down. They needed about 2, and he got about 4.
Yeah, and he's going to be more of your hammer. Is Jackson Lindsey going to be more of your slash guy up front? Crosby West just runs a little power football over to the right side of that offensive line as it was 2nd and short, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Ridgeline looking to capitalize on the interception by Trace Dustin.
Sam Peterson in the backfield, probably pass here.
They got Carson Cox wide out to the left, And Dally dropping back, scoots forward. He's got Graham Livingston at the 15, shakes the first guy, gets to the 10, knocked down there, and he's going to get about 8 yards out of that catch.
Yeah, 8 yards and a 2nd and 2. It's, again, a little shallow crosser, and Jeremy Livingston sticking with the game plan here as he likes it underneath in front of those linebackers. Graham Livingston from the left all the way over to the right side of that formation. Nate Dally hits him in stride. He's able to shake a tackle and set up a 2nd and 2 from the 10.
This time Graham goes wide out to the left, and
False
play
start.
is blown dead.
No timeout.
Timeout called by Crimson Cliffs. That's good because Ridgeline wouldn't like to have another false start there. But the timeout is just the first taken by Crimson Cliffs in this half. We have 6:30 remaining in the first half. Ridgeline trailing Crimson Cliffs 14-7, but knocking on the door at the 10-yard line. We'll be back in just a second.
Thank you, Cache Valley, for voting the Cater Shop the best menswear store in northern Utah for the 2nd year in a row. We are here to serve you for all your menswear, missionary, and tuxedo formal wear needs.
The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC online at advancedheating-ac.com.
I was testing it with Eric.
Welcome back to Rice Eccles Stadium. Ridgeline and Crimson Cliffs. Ridgeline 7, Crimson Cliffs 14, but Ridgeline is on the Crimson Cliffs 10-yard line. 2nd down and 2. From the 10-yard line. Dally in the shotgun. He's got a heavy set on the left side. Graham Livingston wide out to the left. No other receivers. They're going to try to go over top to Graham, and he catches that ball and pass interference. Touchdown, Ridgeline. That's a great catch.
I wonder if they're going to call this on Graham. I mean, there's a lot of hand fighting by both.
How could you do that?
I agree with you, Dave. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know what this call is going to be as there was pushing on both sides, but I agree the wide receiver has the position, and it should be defensive pass interference as Graham Livingston's just making a play on the ball. If this is offensive, this is extremely unfortunate. I think in these situations you can actually take the penalty on the kickoff.
That would be ideal if it
At
actually
least I've seen it
goes
happen.
on Crimson Cliffs. Defensive pass interference.
Should've
That's
been.
the right call.
That is the right call. I 100% agree with you. Just as you see that hand fighting, you hope that they don't make the wrong choice and give that on Graham, as it was a great ball by Nate Dally and an even better catch by Graham Livingston as he had dropped a couple early in the game. Maybe a little bit of nerves out there from the sophomore as he bounces back. Nate Dally stays with him and throws a beautiful ball for a touchdown to tie this game 14-14.
Aaron Young on to try the point after and got it perfectly. It's 14-14.
Let's stay here, Dave.
Okay.
What do you say?
Yeah.
Fortunate break for the Riverhawks as Jackson
Such
Lindsay.
a good catch.
Jackson Lindsay.
Watch this replay. Sorry.
Yeah, as we watch this.
I mean, the guy's hands are all over him, and he still figures out a way to catch that ball.
Could Nate Dally have thrown it in a better position
watch
than
it
he
from
did?
this angle. We have the benefit of the Jumbotron right here, and that is just a fantastic throw and catch by the two sophomores.
Over-the-shoulder play, over-the-shoulder throw by Nate Dally is placed perfectly where only Graham Livingston can catch it, and the defender for Crimson Cliffs never turned his head. And here you go, Dave.
Well,
what I
that's
mentioned.
The thing is he didn't turn his head.
And that's why it should be pass
if he would have
interference.
looked, he had a chance at that ball too. But Graham Livingston was able to just kind of keep him in a good spot and catch it.
And here's what I mentioned. You can accept that penalty on the kickoff.
Let's see if Aaron can make this through the uprights.
Well, I think he probably could.
It'd be 55 yards.
Depends on if you want to try to squib it and pin him down in there.
No,
nope.
He's going to put it through the uprights.
Left.
Left. That's plenty of leg, though.
That was Wayne left, like some of your drives.
No, you go left.
That's
I go
true.
left. Actually, I go left, too.
You can go either way.
Yeah, I've been known to go right or
You got
left.
the military going.
Yep.
Left, right, left, left.
It depends on the day.
It does. It really does for both of us.
Hey, but
we don't need to bring up the record.
I think the season's over. Right?
It's over.
Yeah.
Officially over.
Let's just start chipping away at those nachos.
Yeah, we'll have to.
I'm going to have nachos coming out my ears this year, or this winter. I'm going to be so sick of nachos. All right, 14-14. We got 6:24 remaining in the second quarter.
We got a ball game here.
We do have a ball game. Barbin hands off to Christiansen. Was that Christiansen? I think that might have been Topolayan going left. And
I couldn't tell from all the way up here. It was Topolayan,
Okay,
number
good
21.
job by the defensive line, only giving up about a yard on that one, maybe 2. They're going to show 2nd and 8 on the scoreboard. And Steele Barban back in the shotgun. This time he's got 3 receivers on the right side, just 1 on the left. And he is looking left the whole way, has his man, easily done to Boston Adamson, and he's going to get a first down.
Yeah, it's just that soft coverage over there to the left side of the offensive formation, the right side of the defense. Braxton Perry in coverage. It's a little quick out route by number 11. That's Boston Adamson. It's an easy pitch and catch for the senior Steele Barban.
Same formation here as they got
For
the
a
3
first
on the
down.
right side and 1 on the left.
Oh, bad
high snap.
snap.
It goes. Barban's got to go back and get it.
Oh, my.
And he's knocked down at the 20-yard line. Actually going to be marked at the 19. What a break for Ridgeline.
What a break as the snap ricochets off the face mask of Steele Barban as it looked like it kind of caught him off guard.
He looked a little shaken up for a second there,
as
didn't
he kind of
like the way he went
he's
down.
probably fine. Just the disappointment of that ball
Maybe.
getting away from him and bringing up a 2nd and long as it's about 2nd and 23 on the scoreboard.
Again, 3 receivers on the right side, just the 1 on the left. The running back right next to Barban on his left. They look right all the way, try to set up a screen pass, and a good job by Cooper Clark and company bringing that one down. Bodie Hansen there as well, but Cooper, I think, needs to be credited for the tackle there.
And had they not timed up the screen pass with that blitz from Ridgeline, man, that could have been ugly for Steele Barban. Charlie Booth is on a blitz from basically a press coverage on that outside wide receiver. No one saw him coming. Had Steele Barban held on to that ball a second longer, it would have been lights out. But nonetheless, a screen pass for a couple of yards and a 3rd and long for the
19.
Mustangs offense.
2 to the left this time, 2 to the right. They're going to try to get deep on this one. Barban having to come out of there, and he's going to throw it away. And Ridgeline defense holds, and they should be receiving a punt now. 3rd and 19. Oh, excuse me, 4th and 19 now. And all the way back on the Crimson Cliffs 23. No penalties out there, right?
Nope, no penalties, and a great job by those front 3 defensive linemen, Trey Purser, Crew Jones, and Dante Bond, getting pressure in Steele Barban's face. It looked like Hunter Knighton was on a middle linebacker blitz as well as he was in the backfield, and they forced Steele Barban to get the ball out of his hands way quicker than he wanted to. A 4th and long, and you're going to get the ball back here with 4:35 to go in this half.
14-14. Back to receive is Trace Dustin. Waiting for the snap. There's the rugby side. It's blocked. And Crew Jones got a chance to pick that up. Oh! He didn't know who was around him, and there was no Crimson Cliffs players there. He could have picked that up and turned around and gone the distance.
Absolutely.
But still, Ridgeline's got the ball now on the Crimson Cliffs 25-yard line.
And it's Trey Purser's, I believe, 2nd block of the season. Didn't he block one earlier this year?
I wouldn't doubt if he blocked a couple of them this year.
Well, Trey Purser gets in the backfield as they try to run a little bit of a rugby punt. Now, you got to be careful here with these play clocks. The 25-second play clock has not started yet, which is lucky for the Ridgeline offense. But Trey Purser on the rugby-style punt from Crimson Cliffs gets in the backfield, gets a big paw up there, blocks it away, and Crew Jones is right there to pounce on it and set up the Ridgeline offense 1st and 10 on the 25.
Lindsey right behind Dally, 2 receivers on the right side. They're going to go right. They've got their man Knighton. He's inside the 20. That's going to be a gain of about 7 or 8.
Yeah, it's about Hunter Knighton's 3rd or 4th catch on the ball game as Nate Dally, little quick play fake on the run, and then he gets it out to his tight end, Hunter Knighton, for a nice 5-yard pickup on, more than that, about a 7-yard pickup on 1st down for a 2nd and 3 on the 20, on the 18.
I love mixing in a pass play on 1st down every once in a while to keep him honest. This time, yep, they're going to go left this time again to Knighton, and he's got the catch and enough for the 1st down. That's going to be marked at the 12-yard line.
And he's got such good hands, and he runs good routes. For a big, strong kid like Hunter Knighton that plays middle linebacker, you won't see a pair of hands on a kid like that very often. And he sits down in the soft spot of that Crimson Cliffs defense, and Nate Dally throws a dart in there right underneath the linebackers. Hunter Knighton's able to possess it, pick up the 1st down, move the chains, and a 1st and 10 from the 12.
Dally in the shotgun. He's got a man right next to him.
Sam
Peterson evacuates the backfield. They're going to go out to Peterson and let him just a little too far, and it's going to be incomplete.
Very similar to the play that they scored on as they get Sam Peterson out into the flats on a little wheel route, little bubble route from his running back position, and he's got the edge of the defense. If he's able to catch that one in stride, but it's just thrown out in front of him just a little bit too much by Nate Dally, leads Sam Peterson, and it falls incomplete for 2nd and 10.
I don't know why I just thought about it, but the way Carson went out there to line up right now, you could probably go to him in the corner with his size. They are not going to. They go out the backfield, and it's dropped again by Graham. And it's almost like he's looking downfield a little bit too soon to see where he's going next and not seeing it all the way in first, because that's his third drop of the night.
Yeah, and he's very upset with himself right there, as that's another ball that's got to be caught by the slot wide receivers. They got a nice little screen set up for him on the field side of the formation, and he's got some green grass out there. If he's able to bring that one in, it's probably a touchdown, but it sets up a 3rd and 10 from the 12-yard line.
So first down still possibility of the 2, and it was a false start, and that ball was caught. That was going to be pretty close to a first down had that play standed. So what's worse, to add insult to injury, is now you're going 3rd and 15 from the 17-yard line.
Yeah, just a couple of missed opportunities execution-wise, one by Graham Livingston and then a false start.
And that makes even the field goal opportunity
a little bit harder.
Yeah, now you're backed up to something a little bit less comfortable.
The good thing about playing on this college football field, though, Dave, the hashes are 3 yards more narrow.
But the field goal is a little bit more narrow as well.
That's very true.
Almost changes it a little bit, or keeps it level. And we got another timeout called, this time by Crimson Cliffs.
Yep, they didn't like what they saw as Ridgeline came out in an empty backfield look. 3 wide receivers to the right and 2 to the left, and Crimson Cliffs didn't like the defense they were in, so they elect to call their second time out of the half.
Castellite sponsors our Rock Hard Tackle of the game. We've already seen a couple good hits tonight, whether looking for brick for your home, tile for a bathroom remodel, or pavers for a new walkway in your backyard. Think Castellite. Online at castellite.com.
Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. If you teach in the Logan Cash or Rich school districts, you can qualify for ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Loan approvals in as fast as 30 minutes. I tell you what, they are great in there at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union.
You've been with them for years, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Long
Les
time.
Olson Company can get you a free network assessment. LesOlson.com if you want to schedule that up, or call 750-8990. Anything IT related, if you need IT help for your business, contact Les Olson Company.
Or visit thecinnamonbear.com.
It's not going to get you there. You're not going to get to the right place.
You won't get to the IT support?
You're not going to get IT support. You're going to get some sort of support, but it won't be from Les Olson. I can tell you that much. Trips to the right this time. Empty backfield. Nate back there with a 3rd and 15 for Ridgeline. Ball on the 17-yard line. Nate looking. Now he's scrambling forward. He's got a little bit of room. Tries to cut it back in the middle. He's going to be back to close to just past the original line of scrimmage.
Pretty smart play there by the sophomore, not trying to force one in there when it's not there, setting his field goal unit up with perfect field position as far as picking up points here with this possession, getting back to the middle of the field and not trying to force anything. A smart play there by the sophomore quarterback.
Yep. So and
another
thing he did is get right to the middle,
right in the middle of the field.
So it's going to be about a 22-yarder, almost a point after, right?
It's basically what he made earlier in the game.
Mm-hmm. So Dustin will look back at Young to make sure we're good to go, and he gets the ball down. Kick is up and
good,
perfect,
right in the hands
of the All-State guy.
Yep.
17-14, Ridgeline goes ahead and takes the lead with 2:55 remaining in the first half. We'll be back in just a moment.
In a world of ordinary flooring options, there's only one that's truly indestructible. Castellite, the ultimate destination for strength, durability, and timeless beauty. With tile, brick, and paver displays. Witness their indestructible products online at castellite.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $10 a month? Get access to tons of equipment and find your big fitness energy. Join Planet Fitness today through the free PF app online or in club for $10 a month.
Dave's got a mouthful of food, and we're back.
Is that the first time since you and I have ever called games that it's me with the food instead of you?
I think it is.
Man, I tried to be quick. Why don't you take the kickoff for me, would you?
Well, Aaron Young steps back, leans into one from the 40-yard line. And why are we kicking 5 yards closer?
I don't know, but that ball was in the end zone. He dropped it. He let him come out with it, going to the left, down the left hash, and then bouncing out further before he's brought down as number 7. That is Caden Garcia-Casey. Who was on the tackle?
Aiden Anderson on the tackle there, number 2.
Was it 5 yards forward?
Yeah, he kicked it from, look, they just picked up the tee. See the, sorry.
But college
sorry,
goes from the 35.
I'm sorry. I just saw the X in the field, and I'm like, why are we 5 yards in front of the X?
Definitely understandable.
Yep, that's because high school kicks off from the 40.
Snap comes to Barban. He goes left to Christiansen. He's still stringing it out. Ridgeline's able to push him out of bounds, but he's going to get about 8 yards out of that one.
Yeah, and he's able to pick up big chunk yards about every time he touches the ball as he just continues to bounce, and test this edge of the defense. And it's Braxton Perry who finally pushes him out of bounds, but not before Christiansen picks up 9 yards and a second one for the Mustangs offense.
Trips to the right this time, one to the left. Barban in the shotgun. Folks, if you're looking for the stream on this, just so you know, we're audio only tonight. So they give back to Christiansen. He's got enough for the first down. He's going to be to the 39-yard line.
They're tough. This Crimson Cliffs offense is tough when they stay ahead of the sticks, because when you got to worry about Barban dropping back and finding those quick out routes, it really puts pressure on your defense when you can run the ball as effectively as they've shown the ability to do up front with McCord, Christiansen, and this strong offensive line. A 1st and 10 as they move the chains on the 39-yard line.
And on the left side hash, they're going to give to Christiansen. Makes the first guy miss. He's at the midfield, into the University of Utah logo, and into Ridgeline territory.
Yeah, you get those quick out routes, and so you try to send support from the linebacker core out to the corners to cover up some of those out routes and get into space, and then you empty the box. And when you got an empty box like that, it's hard to tackle up front if you're not getting a good push from that defensive line. And Christiansen with another first down.
Twins to both directions, and Bodie Hansen sneaking in through the gap and making a big hit there. That could be on the candidate for a Castlelite Rock Hard tackle of the game. Bodie's able to stop him for only a 1-yard gain.
And when you're playing with a 5 or a 6-man box like Ridgeline's going to have to here against this Crimson Cliffs offense, your middle linebackers have to get good reads, and they have to fly through those running lanes. And Bodie Hansen does exactly that as he's able to get to Christiansen before just about a 1-yard gain. And now a 2nd and 9, and the final timeout of the half for Crimson Cliffs with 1:48 here to go.
Ridgeline still has one more if by chance they need it, as they lead 17-14. Cater Shop's your one-stop missionary store. Suits, ties, shirts, belts, shoes, and luggage at the Cater Shop.
What do you think so far, Dave?
Well, after those first two possessions, I thought we were going to see a 40-50-point game from both teams.
From both sides.
And then Crimson Cliffs was able to get their first stop. Ridgeline got an interception and then got another stop and a blocked punt. Only, unfortunately for Ridgeline, only ended with 3 points, but they did get some points on the board with it.
And it's a term that I've heard throughout the week, the chess match between the coordinators, the offensive coordinator at Crimson Cliffs and Jake Pitcher of Ridgeline, the defensive coordinator at Crimson Cliffs and Jeremy Livingston. Who can win the chess matches that are going on out there every single possession? So far, Ridgeline, 17-14.
You still got to get execution from those kids down there.
Execution up front, and Crimson Cliffs is on the move here, trying to get points before the end of the half.
Barban looking left. He didn't have his man. His man ran a different route, and the only person with the chance of that ball was number 17 for Ridgeline, Braxton Perry. And so that's going to just be incomplete. Yeah.
Wow, I thought that one was going to be a pick six.
There was nobody
no
out
one.
there.
As both wide receivers to that side, and it's got to be extremely frustrating if you're the Crimson Cliffs coach, because you just come out of a timeout. You're all supposed to be on the same page, and you mentioned it. It's execution, and you don't execute there on 2nd down, and it falls incomplete for a 3rd and 9.
Again, 2 receivers to both directions. What a catch!
Oh, my.
Did he catch it? No, he dropped it.
Oh, where'd the ball go?
I don't know. It disappeared.
Looked like it fell right in his hand.
That's what I thought. If that was going to be that would have been sensational.
Would have been a spectacular catch, as it was a one-handed effort by Tyler West.
Oh, he almost had it.
It just falls, and then it got kicked out of bounds. That's why we didn't see it. But it brings up a 4th down, and Crimson Cliffs offense is going to stay on the field here as they're going for it. 4th and 9 from the 47.
This is a big one here. 1 minute 38 remaining in the half.
Look at that defensive line for Ridgeline.
They can't call
they're all
timeout
just
either.
Backed off. No, it looks like they're just going to. Well, they still got 10 seconds to run a play. It doesn't look like they are going to run a play here.
You could take a. They're going to go. Barban now looking left. Man over the middle. He's got him. First down, Crimson Cliffs. What a catch by number 11, Boston Adamson.
Yeah, it's a nicely thrown ball, too, by Steele Barban. He looks like he just runs a little curl route at about 11 yards. He does, and Barban hits him right out of his break. He's able to pick up the first down to keep this drive alive for the Mustangs.
Now going left is Mason Topalian.
And that's going to keep the clock going as he doesn't get out of bounds with 1:10 and counting here for the Crimson Cliffs offense. They're going to spot the ball.
I don't know what type of.
I don't think time is an issue. You got a minute, and you can work as quick as these guys can work on offense. A minute is plenty of time to score.
2 receivers to both directions. Strong side is the right side. Out of the backfield on the wheel route, they've got Topolainen. He's down to the 20, the 15, and knocked out of bounds. So first down, and most likely into decent field goal territory. I don't know what kind of field goal kicker that Ottenschlott is, but he's
got
probably
plenty of
within
leg.
range. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in that situation, they just they wheel the back out of the backfield to the flats, and there's no one home for the Ridgeline defense as Cooper Clark was playing the middle of the field, and Avon Gore's unable to get there as Case and Dana jumps off sides here and gives Crimson Cliffs a free 5 yards here on 1st and 10. It's going to get them inside the 10-yard line.
Yep, that's going to go to specifically the 7. So Crimson Cliffs not only in field goal position here, but with 52 seconds left and 1st and 5, they're in good shape to get the lead here going into the half. We'll see what Ridgeline's defense can do here. Leading 17-14. Barbin in the shotgun. 2 receivers at both ways. Give it to Topolainen going left. Bodie Hansen's going to drag him down. Gain of about 1.
Yeah, just a little power play to the left side. Not a lot of running room. As a good job by the middle linebacker again. Bodie Hansen, he's got to have a huge game in the middle. Anchoring that run stop for the defense as it's 2nd and 4.
Ball on the 6-yard line. Barbin has 3 receivers on the left side. He's looking that way. Ball thrown over the middle. Touchdown, Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah, they blitzed Will Graham from his middle linebacker spot, and nobody covered him up as a little skinny post in the middle of the field. Little skinny slant, actually.
Owen
Who'd you
Peterson.
say that was?
Owen Peterson on the touchdown catch from Barbin, bringing the lead back to Crimson Cliffs 20-17 with the point after pending.
As he's wide open in the middle of the field. They had vacated with a blitz, and then nobody covered it up on the Ridgeline defense. And the pending extra point to bring this lead to 21-7 for the Mustangs. Ooh.
Ottenschlott.
That was good. Line drive.
Absolute line drive, but he got it. And it's a 21-17 lead for Crimson Cliffs. Only 23 seconds remaining in the half. We'll take a quick break, come back for the kickoff in just a second.
Great Basin Graphics does custom t-shirts and creates graphic designs that'll get your business noticed. Amazing colors and designs that seem to jump off the t-shirt. Go to greatbasingraphics.com.
Great Basin Graphics. We made you look.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Back at the University of Utah, Ridgeline and Crimson Cliffs here. 23 seconds remaining in the first half. Crimson Cliffs just put another touchdown on the board, so it's 21-17 Crimson Cliffs. And back to receive for Ridgeline is Trace Dustin and Bronco Galloway.
Is it Bronco or is it Jeff?
Says, or is it 15?
I think it's 15. I think it's Jeff Woodland.
If it's 15, yeah, it's Woodland.
He's going to get a chance here. Oh, that's
nope,
Trace.
That's Trace. It is Woodland back there. Lead blocking now for Trace. He comes up the right side slot. He's got some room. He's to the 45 or the 35, and 16 seconds remaining. What do you do, Nick? Do you take a couple shots?
Yeah, I think at this field position, if you can pick up 15, 20 yards, do it again. You have one timeout remaining, so why not? You're probably not at risk of turning the ball back over in that short amount of time. So, yeah, you probably take 1 or 2 good shots over the top if you don't pick it up.
We'll see what they do. Trips to the left this time. 1 to the right. Nate goes and throws an interception. Boy. The last thing you want to do right there is he throws a pick at the 45-yard line, and bringing it back to the 30 is number 46, wasn't it?
42.
42, that's Brayson Phillips. That's the one thing you couldn't do.
That is the one thing. Now you really got to tackle Crimson Cliffs inbounds here with 9 seconds to go in the half. He's trying to force the ball to the edge out to Graham Livingston as he ran a deep comeback route on the Ridgeline side of the field. And it's a long throw, and the outside linebacker for Crimson Cliffs, number 42, Brayson Phillips, gets underneath that hitch route and is able to pick one off for the Crimson Cliffs defense. And we'll see what they do here on first down
Barban.
as they go over the middle of the
Got
field.
a man right over the middle of the field
Yeah,
and
that's
wide
just gonna-
open.
that's gonna go to half,
Olafipo, and that will get it to the half.
Well,
what they to move the
they'll
to
spot
move
it.
the
They'll
thing.
spot it, and then he'll.
How does it stop though?
I don't know why.
Because they didn't have a timeout.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Unless they marked one of the timeouts incorrectly, I didn't think. Well, they must have had a timeout because they.
It sure doesn't show it on the scoreboard, but there's definitely a timeout there.
I thought they had used all. The only thing that could have happened is Ridgeline called a timeout and they took the timeout away from Crimson Cliffs on the scoreboard.
But it should have gone against Ridgeline.
But it should have gone against Ridgeline because it shows Ridgeline with one timeout and Crimson Cliffs with none, as they're going to put the field goal unit in here and get a cheap 3 points.
Yeah, let's
or
see.
have an attempt to.
21-17. Crimson Cliffs trying to put 3 more on there. And is it Ottenshot back there?
I would believe
I
so.
sure think so too. Yep. Ty Ottenschlot on.
Oh.
Kick it. Just going to see what they call here. If it's
Looks
offsides
like
on the defense.
Yeah. Someone up front.
Trying to get in there. Penalty-wise, be interesting to see that stat here at the half. We're hopefully going to be able to see that, but it feels like Ridgeline is losing the penalty battle right
Probably so. They've had, although both teams have had 15-yard penalties with the pass interference that led to a
Let's see what
penalty
Ottenshot
on
can
the
do
kickoff.
here. Ball's going to be spotted at the 14. It's got about a 24-yarder here. Kick is up.
Good.
And it looks good.
Yes, it is.
It is good. So 24-17. So a touchdown and a point after lead for Crimson Cliffs as we head into the half. Ridgeline trailing 24-17. We'll be back in just a moment.
Your Cash and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Good news for all school teachers and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations. Call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Defense helps win championships. That's true in business too. This is Dave Simmons. Les Olson IT is the best defense for your network. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services.
Les Olson IT.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Thank you, Cache Valley, for voting the Cater Shop the best menswear store in northern Utah for the second year in a row. We are here to serve you for all your menswear, missionary, and tuxedo formal wear needs.
The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC online at advancedheating-ac.com.
In a world of ordinary flooring options, there's only one that's truly indestructible. Castelite, the ultimate destination for strength, durability, and timeless beauty. With tile, brick, and paver displays. Witness their indestructible products online at Castelite.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $10 a month? Get access to tons of equipment and find your big fitness energy. Join Planet Fitness today through the free PF app online or in club for $10 a month.
Great Basin Graphics does custom t-shirts and creates graphic designs that'll get your business noticed. Amazing colors and designs that seem to jump off the t-shirt. Go to greatbasingraphics.com.
Great Basin Graphics. We made you look, made you look.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Good news for all school teachers and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations. Call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Defense helps win championships. That's true in business too. This is Dave Simmons. Les Olson IT is the best defense for your network. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services.
Les Olson IT.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
Welcome back. I'm used to the music playing me in. Like, Nick, I need you to be running the boards.
Sorry, I don't have the boards.
We don't have
today.
the boards. There are no boards. Let's look through these statistics here as Ridgeline is trailing at the half 24-17. So just a touchdown separating these two teams right now. What have you looked through this at all?
A little bit.
Yeah, tell me what jumps out at you first. Let's get that way.
McCord, Christiansen running for 113 yards and 2 touchdowns on this Ridgeline defense. They've got to figure out how to contain him, keep him in front of him, limit his production on the ground. So far, he is a 10.5 yard average per carry nearly against this Ridgeline defense. They got to do a better job of stopping the run. Steele Barbin, 14 for 20, 1 interception and 137 yards and a touchdown. Isn't terrible. You know, probably keeping him right at about his averages. The interception is something you don't see, as he's only thrown 5 all year long. The other thing on the other side of the fence is probably the inability to catch the ball downfield by some of these Ridgeline receivers, particularly Graham Livingston. He has got to do a better job of hauling that in. He has 4 catches for 33 yards, probably should have 7.
And a sensational touchdown catch.
He did have a great touchdown catch. Probably should have 7 receptions for more than 50 yards. But a couple of missed opportunities on a few of the drives for Ridgeline. But overall, with the exception of Nate Daly's interception to end the half, a pretty clean ball game played on both sides by both teams. But total yards, 168 for Ridgeline, 259, and if you go to the rushing difference, the rushing yards, 122, outgaining Ridgeline's 80 yards on the ground. Not a bad job by Ridgeline with 80 yards of rushing, but 122 by Corner Canyon. Mm-hmm. Something you got to figure out, some adjustments you got to make in this second half.
Here's one that's jumping out at me. Daly's longest pass was for 10 yards, and then 9 and then 7. The long for Barban is 22, but he's also got an 18, a 13, and 12.
Something that is hard to do against this Crimson Cliffs defense, because a lot of times they'll play cover 4 over the top, and then they'll drop those linebackers into coverage like you saw on the pick.
So where is that open then? What does that open up?
The crossers underneath and the short routes, just like what Nate Dowley's been taking.
10, 9, 7, 8 yards.
So you're going to see the underneath throws a lot out of Nate Dowley here tonight. It's in the game plan. It's what you're going to have to do because they want to take away the post.
Mm-hmm.
They want to take away the deep throw over the top. At some point, you got to take the lid off the defense somewhere. Can Graham Livingston do it? Can Carson Cox do it? You're going to have to get someone over the top of that defense to really stretch the field vertically, but continue to take the underneath stuff if you're Nate Dowley.
Mm-hmm.
He's 14 for 22 in the ball game.
Normally, Carson is the deep threat because with that size, he can get downfield.
But it's typically on a post, right?
They've only really tried. He's got 2 receptions. I think they wanted to go to him deep when we called that. We thought he was being held up, and it was on a 3rd and long situation.
Yeah,
but
that
really
was
they
more
haven't
of kind
targeted
of
him
an
a ton.
in-out route, yeah.
But if they're just not able to get over top right now, everything just seems to be underneath, and I'm sure that's the Crimson Cliffs game plan.
As you mentioned, the penalties going against Ridgeline, 6 for 40, where Crimson Cliffs only has 3 for 25 here tonight.
Yeah, you can
time
feel
of
that.
possession in favor of Ridgeline, 15 minutes with time of possession as opposed to about 9 minutes for Crimson Cliffs. So winning the time of possession battle. 3rd down conversions, 2 of 8 for Ridgeline, but they're 3 of 3 on 4th down conversions. On the other side, Crimson Cliffs is 4 for 6 3rd down conversions. So nice efficiency converting those 3rd downs at a good rate for Crimson Cliffs.
Ridgeline's gone to 4th down. I don't know if you just said that, but 4th down 3 times and got all 3 of them.
I did. You don't listen to me.
I was thinking about other things. I got a lot on my mind, all right? Yeah, so, I mean, the statistics kind of show what you would expect when you look at that clock or that scoreboard, 24-17.
Yeah, it's been a pretty well-played ball game by both teams. Only 1 turnover on both offenses. Steele Barban threw the one up for grabs. I mean, you could consider the block punt as kind of a turnover created by the special teams, setting up good field position. So both turnovers led to points for both teams.
Both teams, 3 points for both teams. But the
Trace Dustin interception led to Graham Livingston's touchdown, and then the blocked punt led to the field goal by Aaron Young.
That's the one that I feel like Ridgeline might have
missed
that opportunity there.
Yeah, you got the ball all the way down to the 10, and then a couple of penalties, or maybe just one penalty set you back. A missed opportunity on that screen play by Graham Livingston, I believe, on that drive as well. So, yeah, just a couple of execution things, as you talked earlier in the broadcast, that you got to clean up on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, if you want a chance to win this game if you're Ridgeline.
Planet Fitness sponsors our halftime show. Don't follow extreme things. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Join now for $10 a month and cancel anytime at Planet Fitness. We sincerely also appreciate Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning. You can now schedule your service call online at advancedheating-ac.com. Also, if you're looking for a new gas fireplace, go to Advanced Fireplace and Stove in Logan. They've got great options. Call 752-7272. We've gone all over the statistics. To me, if Ridgeline can win this ball game, it'd be a sure lot of fun for our Cache Valley high school sports fans to be able to listen to a Ridgeline Green Canyon final. Who would call that ball game?
Well, you and I.
What are the Green Canyon guys going to say?
They can go in the booth next to us.
We're going to have 2 different broadcasts.
Yeah.
I like it.
And
I don't know if Cache Valley Radio Group would like it. I don't know if they want to foot the bill for both of them. I mean, it's not that much. But anyways, this has been a lot of fun so far, 24-17. So we're going to take a quick break. There's only about 3.5 minutes left before the second half begins. So we'll take that break and be back in just a moment.
Thank you, Cache Valley, for voting the Cater Shop the best menswear store in northern Utah for the 2nd year in a row. We are here to serve you for all your menswear, missionary, and tuxedo formal wear needs.
The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC online at advancedheating-ac.com.
In a world of ordinary flooring options, there's only one that's truly indestructible. Castelite, the ultimate destination for strength, durability, and timeless beauty. With tile, brick, and paver displays. Witness their indestructible products online at castelite.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $10 a month? Get access to tons of equipment and find your big fitness energy. Join Planet Fitness today through the free PF app online or in club for $10 a month.
Great Basin Graphics does custom t-shirts and creates graphic designs that'll get your business noticed. Amazing colors and designs that seem to jump off the t-shirt. Go to greatbasingraphics.com.
Great Basin Graphics. We made you look, made you look.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Good news for all school teachers and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations. Call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Defense helps win championships. That's true in business too. This is Dave Simmons. Les Olson IT is the best defense for your network. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services.
Les Olson IT.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
Thank you, Cache Valley, for voting the Cater Shop the best menswear store in northern Utah for the second year in a row. We are here to serve you for all your menswear, missionary, and tuxedo formal wear needs.
The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC online at advancedheating-ac.com.
In a world of ordinary flooring options, there's only one that's truly indestructible. Castelite, the ultimate destination for strength, durability, and timeless beauty. With tile, brick, and paver displays. Witness their indestructible products online at castelite.com.
Welcome back to University of Utah, Rice Eccles Stadium, Ridgeline and Crimson Cliffs at the half. We got about a minute left before it's kickoff. Ridgeline trailing 24-17. We have a good ball game here for you, folks. We've had a couple of turnovers for one team. Let's see. Ridgeline's got the one pick.
Ridgeline has a pick and a
Crimson Cliffs
blocked
got
punt.
one, but Ridgeline does have a blocked punt, which kind of feels like a turnover. And but overall, been a pretty clean ball game.
Ridgeline's going to kick this ball away to Crimson Cliffs to start the second half. So can't say it enough, Dave.
Got to get a stop right here.
Got to get a stop. First 5 minutes of the first half. First 5 minutes of the second half. Crucial parts of the ball game. You won the first half battle. First 5 minutes. You got to go win this second half. First 5 minute battle and set the tone. Get your offense back on the field. Get some momentum rolling your way. And just
have there been 3 ball games here today, or just
3?
2?
3. First ball game was Sky Ridge and American Fork. American Fork, the 1 seed, falls to Sky Ridge. So Sky Ridge will play Corner Canyon. That was the second game. Corner Canyon, just a woodshed beatdown of
don't tell me.
Lehigh, the Pioneers, got pioneered.
They did.
All the way out of Utah Stadium. 60-something to – it was big.
It was
big. Big defeat.
Corner Canyon looked like the real deal, didn't they?
They looked pretty good. So they're going to face Sky Ridge next week. Green Canyon going to face the winner of this game next week at 11 o'clock on Friday, Dave.
11?
To start the state championship games.
That's a bullet that's hit low and bounces and picked up at the 2, making a man miss. He's out to the 25, down to the 27, up to the 27-yard line. And I believe that was number 7, Caden Garcia, Casey. He's a good return man.
Tackled by Ryder Johnson, but slowed down by Trey Purser, and then first initial contact was actually Lincoln Davis. So nice job by the kick coverage team. Covering that one up, giving Crimson Cliffs the ball on the 27-yard line.
All right.
28-yard
big
line.
Defensive opportunity here for Ridgeline, and Crimson Cliffs offense wants to get one more as they go left with Christiansen on the first run play for a gain of about 3.
And it's just the offensive line getting a good push up front and controlling the line of scrimmage as they're able to get downhill and give Christiansen enough space to pick up 3 yards in a 2nd and 7.
Crimson Cliffs will split 2 receivers to the right side, just 1 on the left, and Christiansen, I believe, will settle in right next to Barban. Fake it to Christiansen, come out on the left side. Good play that time by Crimson Cliffs, enough for a first down.
It's a nicely designed play as they catch Ridgeline in a little bit of a blitz. They bring Charlie Booth from his outside linebacker position on a blitz, and then Crimson Cliffs leaks the tight end, basically replaces Charlie where he came from, and he's wide open for an easy first down conversion to open this second half.
That was Adamson on the completion. This time they go left again with Christiansen, and they string him out. He's not going to get anything out of that one.
It's a great job of stringing it out, pushing it to the Crimson Cliff sideline, and another good job by Charlie Booth out there just pushing him out of bounds and not picking up a silly penalty, as a lot of times you want to finish the tackle as you push that kid out of bounds, but he stays on his feet and brings up a 2nd and 11.
I feel like I've seen Charlie grow a lot this year. I think
Absolutely,
from the beginning of the
as a
season
player,
to now, he's become
huge improvements.
Yeah, much better player over the course of the season. This run play goes to the left again with Christiansen. This one's going to bring up a 3rd and about 3.
Braxton Perry from his corner position has to come all the way downhill and make a tackle. Him and Bodie Hansen in on the tackle that time as they get in manageable field or down in distance here. 3rd and 3. On the 46.
They've been very good on 3rd down this evening. They're 4 of 6. So we'll see what they can do here on 3rd and about 3. Ball on the 46-yard line of Crimson Cliffs. 2 receivers to both directions. He's going to look right and get his man there. Brought down almost immediately, but he was able to get Malachi Olafipo for about a 5-yard gain and a first down.
It's a long throw, but it's a quick hitter as Olafipo just goes about 5 yards and turns around on a quick little stick route, and the quarterback throws it right on time as Aiden Anderson's not able to get there in time, and a first down conversion on 3rd down.
Just barely into Ridgeline territory. Trips to the left, but they run to the right side with Christiansen. A good positive gain on first down. He's going to get 6 yards out of this.
Will Graham on the tackle from his middle linebacker, helped by Charlie Booth as they get Christiansen to the turf, but not before the offensive line is able to get a good push up front. And a 5-yard gain brings up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Will Graham on a good tackle there in the open field, but 5 yards is a good start on first down. Now 2nd down and 5. Low throw, but caught. And trying to get to the sticks is, I believe, Christiansen.
That's Tyler West out
West,
there,
it's
actually.
14. Sorry, Tyler West.
He's the Graham Livingston version on the Crimson Cliff side as they throw a little bubble screen to the slot wide receiver. He's able to catch it after a couple of juggles, get upfield, and bring up 3rd and 2 for the Mustangs.
Yep, on the 40-yard line. Going to give it to Christiansen, and he's got plenty to get the first down. inside the 35-yard line down to the 34.
That left side of that offensive line for Crimson Cliffs is huge. Look at 71.
71's a beast.
He is giant over there.
That's
and
Spencer Arnold.
They run right behind him. This three-man front for the Riverhawks has got to figure out how to stop this run and get a tackle for loss here. Get him behind the chains on first down.
Twins to the right, twins to the left. Command and motion from the left is Tyler.
Yep, false start.
Yep, they're going to blow this one down. Tyler West was coming from the left to the right, and they're going to get a penalty.
There's one way to get him behind the chains, have them false start on their own.
Yeah. Penalties in the first half was 25 yards is all for Crimson Cliffs. That'll be 30 now in the ballgame. Ridgeline's got 40. And Barban checks the sideline again, as he's got two receivers on both the left and the right. I believe it's Christiansen right next to him on the left. They're out of the shotgun. Barban looking right. He's got his man, and that's caught at the 30. He makes the first man miss and gets inside the 25 down to the 21-yard line. Just a missed tackle that time on the corner by Aiden Anderson.
You got to feel good about the matchups out wide that you got on Aiden Anderson and Braxton Perry as they're soft in coverage again. It's a quick little hitch route for the first down conversion for the Mustangs.
Running right again is Christiansen. Nope, that one this time was Topolayan.
Yeah, number 21 checks in the ballgame for the Crimson Cliffs offense and immediately gets a nice first down run for about an 8-yard gain and brings up 2nd and 2 off that right side of that offensive line. They're able to run both ways here with this big Crimson offensive line up front.
Just under 9 minutes to play as Barban looks left this time on the pass plays, got his man, and brought down. That'll be a loss?
It's definitely a no gain. It looks like they're going to give him forward progress up to the original line of scrimmage, but it's that same little slot wide receiver screen to Tyler West as they fake the run inside, and it's a nice job by Avon Gore, Braxton Perry, and Cooper Clark finishing it up at the end, bringing it for no gain and a 3rd and 2 on the 17.
Yeah, big play right here for Ridgeline. See if they can keep them to at least a field goal at a minimum. They're going to give it to Topolayan, and he's got a first down and continue to fight forward, and he's going to get to about the 7.
That running game up front is very effective here for the Crimson Cliffs offense, as that offensive line has been able to handle the line of scrimmage and get a good push. And again, they just move those defensive linemen of Ridgeline out of the way just enough to get Olafipo, or sorry, that was
Topolayan, wasn't it?
Topolayan. Enough running room to pick up a first down and a 1st and goal from the 7.
Still Barban in the shotgun. Two receivers to the right, but they're going to run left with Topolayan, and he's hit hard by Bodie Hansen. Somebody had stood him up just a hair, and I think that was Cohen Richards, and Bodie Hansen came over and absolutely hammered him.
Was both middle linebackers, Will Graham and Bodie Hansen, hit him almost simultaneously. As you're right, Cohen Richards gets initial contact.
Yeah, I think it might have been Willie G before.
They hit him about at the exact same time. So nice job by the middle linebackers of flowing to that stretch play into the boundary to the Crimson Cliff side of the field and coming up with the stop on first down for a 2nd and goal.
Still twin receivers to both directions. Still Barban looking left, going left, and caught. Touchdown, Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah, it's just easy. You got to take away the slant if you're out there on an island as a corner. You got to take away the inside, and then that wide receiver pushes you up to the inside and then breaks it off to the outside on a quick little out route. And when you can throw the ball as accurately as Steele Barban can, it's an easy pitch and catch into the boundary again. So it's the short side of the field, and he throws a dot right to his wide receiver. Braxton Perry wasn't out of position all that much. It's just too much space.
Yeah, a little bit too
for
much
these quick wide
cushion.
receivers of Crimson Cliffs.
Yep, I agree. On to try the point after for Crimson Cliffs is Otten Schott, and he got it. So 31-17 now. It's a two-touchdown lead for Crimson Cliffs, and Ridgeline's got to put together a couple of real good offensive series and let the defense show up and play a little bit more in the second half here. We'll take a quick break and come back. Ridgeline trailing 31-17, 7:17 remaining in the third quarter.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $10 a month? Get access to tons of equipment and find your big fitness energy. Join Planet Fitness today through the free PF app online or in club for $10 a month.
31-17. Ridgeline trailing here and ready for the kickoff as Crimson Cliffs was able to find the end zone. We think it was Adamson on that touchdown catch.
It's about his fourth or fifth reception.
They're so efficient, aren't they?
Well, when you got a senior quarterback that's been in the system for as long as Barban has, and he's able to just see what the defense is giving him. Okay, you're playing inside leverage out there out wide. I got an outside breaking route. I'm going to throw this baby right on time, not hesitate.
Short kick to
and it's just easy.
Dustin on the left hash. Tries to get his way forward down close to the 30. He's not going to quite get the 30. But Ridgeline's going to take the ball at about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, it's just easy money for Steele Barban and this Crimson Cliffs offense as the corners have had a hard time stopping those wide receivers on the outside breaking routes or the little hitch routes, giving them too much space. And then up front, we've been unable to slow down Chris Jansen to this point.
Nate Dally hands to Crosby West going left. He's not going to quite get the 30 either. They might have the nose of the ball on the 30, but that's only going to be less than a 2-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, it's all those Crimson Cliffs defenders slapping the helmet of McKay Wright. The middle linebacker has been all over the place tonight as he has got to be getting close to double-digit tackles here as he brings down Crosby West after only a 1-yard gain and a 2nd and 9 for the Ridgeline offense.
Lindsey directly behind Dally. Bring a man in motion, but give it to Lindsey going left, this time fighting forward for a gain of about 3. It's going to bring up a 3rd and probably 5.
There couldn't be a more important down for this Ridgeline offense than this one right here. We've had some huge plays made over the course of this game, none bigger than this one right here by Nate Dally and this Ridgeline offense. You've got to convert this 3rd down and somehow try to flip this momentum into your favor as you find yourself trailing 31-17 early in the 3rd quarter.
They're going to bunch 3 receivers on the left side. They're not out there too far. Dally looking, still trying to find somebody. Does get Graham Livingston. Graham wasn't to the first down marker, though. Wasn't able to get upfield, and he's going to be short.
That's a terrible spot, though. Look at this. Clear back here on the 36-yard line. Graham looked like he got well across the 36, almost to the 38. The 38 picks up a first down. You're going to have to punt this one away. But when Graham catches that, if he just stops and puts his foot in the ground and gets vertical, he doesn't run into that next defender of Crimson Cliffs, and he probably picks it up. But as he continues along his path on that shallow crosser, he runs into number 5.
They're going to run a fake here, and they got it.
That's just good effort by Trey Purser, the up back. They snap it to the up back, and they run right in the middle of that Crimson Cliffs return team.
As soon as Trey got that, I didn't think Crimson Cliffs was fooled at all. And Trey just made effort
after
effort.
Yep.
Watch this again as he gets hit on that, and then he still continues to churn forward and get just a little bit more.
Well, he's got a big, strong frame. He plays offensive guard, and they snap it to him, and he picks up a huge first down on 4th down.
2 to the receivers to both directions. Nate's going to try to go up over top to Carson. Caught on the sideline. They're going to give it to him. He is going to bring that ball in at the 36-yard line. Great catch by Carson Cox.
A beautiful catch and a nicely thrown ball by Nate Dally as he just trusts his big wide receiver to go up and get it right on the sideline, and he does get his right foot down as he hauls that one in. And it's a great,
barely.
Just barely. I couldn't tell. That actually might have been his left foot, but it keeps the drive and moves the chains.
Dally fakes the handoff and batted down as he tried to play action and do a quick slant into, I think it was going to be Hunter Knighton.
And it looked like it was Parker Andrus that time. We talked about him in the pregame, putting his mark on this one as he gets his big paw up there and knocks a pass attempt away from Nate Dally. Brings up 2nd and 10. As some personnel changes here, Sam Peterson checks in the ball game as well as Crosby West.
Ball on the Crimson Cliffs 36-yard line. Dally will split 3 receivers out, 2 stacked on top of each other out there on the right. Now coming in motion is Hunter Knighton. They're going to go on a little screen pass out to the right side to Crosby West. He's got room. He's pushing forward towards that first down marker, and he's going to be awfully close on the forward progress.
It looks like they're going to give him forward progress and a first down to the 31-yard line.
That's what he needed.
It's a little screen play. They bring Hunter Knighton in motion from the outside to the inside, and then they set up a nice running back screen as they get Levi Painter and Trey Purser out in space, and Trey Purser lays the wood to McKay Wright.
Carson Cox on the catch, a flag thrown at the 25-yard line.
Might have been a little bit of an illegal formation as somebody wasn't on the ball.
Good wheels by that back judge coming in. You see him?
I didn't see him. No?
It's a quick 40 yards he
Was
just
it?
ran.
Oh, as he came to make he's holding the spot as he's making the call. Is that what you're saying?
All I know is that dude standing there on the 21 sprinted. I'd have pulled a hammy.
Well, it's good effort.
Yeah.
It's good effort by the officiating crew. Yeah, it's an illegal shift, and it's going to be a negative play on first down. So you get back behind the chains as you had it 1st and 10 on the 31. You were about in the red zone. Oh, sorry, that's not the 31. That's the 26.
Yep, ball on the 26-yard line.
Now you're on the 31.
Oh, they hadn't changed it. Yep, now on the 31-yard line. Trips to the left, one to the right. That's Graham Livingston. Dowley looking over the middle. He's got Graham. Graham catches. He doesn't have a lot of room to go after he catches it. He's going to get back just past the original line of scrimmage. So we're looking at a
second and
9.
Yep, it's that same shallow crossing route. Crimson Cliffs is actually making a little bit of adjustment and keeping someone shallow in the flats. So as that crossing route comes across the middle, it's open in the middle, but then there's a defender waiting about on the hash or just outside the hash to make the tackle on Livingston. So he's got to catch that and get vertical immediately.
2nd and 9, ball on the 25-yard line. Dally in the shotgun. Twins to both directions. It just throws it in the outstretched hands of Hunter Knight, and then there's a hand reaching in, and they're going to call it interference, I believe, on Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah, and it's
on 97.
It's a tough matchup that Hunter Knighton brings for this Ridgeline offense. He's just such a good route runner, and you try to put an outside linebacker on him, and he just can't quite run with him. You try to put a safety on him, and he's undersized, and so you got matchup problems with Hunter Knighton, and that has been the target that's been most effective here tonight as he's leading the Riverhawks in receptions, and he draws the pass interference and the first down for the offense as they keep this drive alive down to the 18-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, big 13,
Sorry,
I think.
13.
Yeah, big. This is that boy, is that fake punt coming up
Huge.
big right now. As Ridgeline's trying to punch it into the end zone, down 2 scores right now. 2 touchdowns, I should say. Nate Dowley in the shotgun. Heavy set on the left side. Fake it there. They're going to try to go up over top again to Graham, and it's overthrown. Graham tried to sell a little bit of pass interference, but I think that ball might not have been catchable.
Yeah, pretty good coverage out there by, I'm trying to pick up the numbers. Is that number 23? I think that's who the matchup was against. That's Braden Smith for the Crimson Cliffs defense, as they try to just hit a little over the top ball from the 13-yard line, get it in the hands of Graham Livingston, but it falls incomplete, and a 2nd and 10.
Splitting wide out to the left is Crew Jones. I don't feel like we see that a ton, but they got 2 out there and then 2 to the other side. They're going to look right this time and throwing right into the back of
that's
the
pass
receiver. And
interference
Carson
too.
Cox for sure was what's the word there? Under all sorts of duress with people out there trying to
it's when the
cover
corner
him. Yeah, didn't even look at it.
Yeah, the cornerback doesn't even turn his head or try to find the ball, and he's just running into the wide receiver with his hands up. Kind of that. You remember the hands in the face used to be illegal?
Mm-hmm.
It's not illegal as long as you're not making contact with the receiver. That time he was just chest to chest with Carson, and the second pass interference call here on the Mustangs will lead to a 2nd and that's about what, 5?
Yeah, you can get a first
second.
down.
No, you don't get an automatic with the pass interference. You can get a first down. Is
Yeah,
that
that's
what you're
right.
saying?
Yeah, there's still first down
at
available.
about the 2 or 3.
They're going to give it to Crew Jones as he tries to power forward, and that's about as few yards as you normally will get out of Crew. He's going to get to about the 5. They need, I want to say, the 3 or the 2 for the first down.
Yeah, it looks like about the 2-yard line to pick up a first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 3 here from the 5-yard line. Man, in this situation, you're probably going to go for it on 4th down again. You got the heavy set still in there. If you don't pick this up, probably going to go for it with a little regular personnel.
Give it to Crew going right this time. Powers forward. He's got a first.
Yep, that is
but he's
definitely
not
a
quite
first down.
at the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 1.
It's just a great push up front, and then lead block and Bodie Hansen and Will Graham out in front of Crew Jones. And he's able to put his head down and pick up the first down. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line and just run the exact same play you just run.
I think so, too. They're keeping the same group out there.
I mean, he just picked up, 4 yards on that play?
Pretty close, and they got the same group in there. This just depends on if they go right or left. Bodie's on the right side lead blocking. Willie Graham's on the left side. They're going to go right, and Crew pushes. They're going to stop him.
And that's just good penetration up front by that defensive line. As you get down blocks from the guard, the tackle, and the tight end. Any kind of penetration can really slow up that running back and not allow those lead blockers to get to the next level. That's exactly what Crimson Cliffs did that time, as they were able to get a great push up front and stonewall Crew Jones in the backfield for about a 1 yard loss.
Still see that Crew in there. No pun
This might
intended.
be a little...
Same group in there. Crew in behind everybody. Going to give it to Crew, going left, scores, touchdown. Ridgeline and Crew Jones into the end zone. You just can't continue to stop it.
Well, it's so hard up front as those two lead blockers, Bodie Hansen and Will Graham, come up and smash you right in the face. And if Crew Jones is not stopped right when he gets the handoff, if he gets ahead of steam at you, good luck stopping him with less than 1 yard gain. And that time he's just able to get ahead of steam and no one home for the Crimson Cliffs defense. And a 23-31 ball game with a pending extra point here by Aaron Young.
Big extra point coming up, as they all are, and he got that one.
24-31.
Ridgeline in trailing now by 1 touchdown and a point after, and they need to have the defense step it up after this kick. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Great Basin Graphics does custom t-shirts and creates graphic designs that'll get your business noticed. Amazing colors and designs that seem to jump off the t-shirt. Go to greatbasingraphics.com.
Great Basin Graphics. We made you look.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Aaron Young set to kick off for Ridgeline as they were able to get to the end zone, now bringing this deficit only to 7, 31-24. Aaron's going to not quite get the end zone on the 1. Brought out right in the middle of the field, going left, and slowed up but not brought down, and brought down now at the 27-yard line. Again is number 7, Caden Garcia-Casey. I thought I saw a flag.
Yeah, there is a flag here.
Yep.
It looks like it's a block in the back or a hold on Crimson Cliffs, I believe.
So that'll help Ridgeline be able to push this back a little bit and see if they can get a stop here defensively. They really need one here, Nick.
Oh, boy, do they ever. 2:03 to go in the third. Trailing 24-31. They're trying to get the spot on this penalty so that they can correctly mark it back, as it's a holding on the return team. Crimson Cliffs going to back them up all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 18 is where they'll start this drive, 1st and 10.
Cache Valley Auto Care is the place to go with they have common sense solutions to your auto problems: engine maintenance, tires, brakes, oil changes, belts, hoses, and more. Find coupons on their website, Cache Valley Auto Care. All right, Steel Barbin in. Now they're going to start this from the 18-yard line. Is Crimson Cliffs looking left all the way. Got his man wide open there and going to be pushed out of bounds by Braxton Perry. That catch made by number 11, Boston Adams.
Yeah, and he's had a handful of them here tonight. He's probably up around 6 or 7 receptions. He has a touchdown. We believe he caught just the last touchdown. It's, again, just a little quick hitch route on the Crimson Cliff side of the field, and Braxton Perry in soft coverage allows him to catch it and pick up a first down.
Christiansen gets a run straight up the middle for just a few yards on first down, bringing it up to the 30-yard line.
Very few negative plays out of this Crimson Cliffs offense, and again, you can put that on the shoulders of that offensive line as they're able to get a push up front. Christiansen moves them downfield 3 yards in a 2nd and 7, but positive yards, so important on first down.
Yep, 2nd and 7, 2 receivers in both directions. Again, Adamson wide open there on that corner. They're just happy to take those little 7-yard catches.
So much attention is being put to Tyler West as he's in the slot to that same side as Adamson, and he runs a vert, which puts pressure on Braxton Perry to cover the deep third. And then Charlie Booth is late getting out to the hitch, and it's a first down catch, and now a first down run by Christiansen.
Yeah, Christiansen goes left and just continues to pick his way forward, and that's going to be another first down. So it was 1st and 10, and now they got another 1st and 10 into Ridgeline territory. Right now, to me, Crimson Cliffs just pretty much doing what they want to do offensively.
Doing whatever they want up front. That offensive line with a great push, keeping Steel Barbin protected. Those wide receivers getting open in the secondary.
On the 44-yard line, and flags fly.
This is about the only thing we've seen that is a negative play on first down, and this is going to be a false start, which they do have a tendency to jump early. We've seen a handful of these
3
throughout the game.
Maybe even 4, as they're going to back this one up 5 yards. So what was on the 44-yard line is going to go back to the 49 on the left hash. They are just on top of the U of U logo.
And you got that same combination to the boundary side of the formation. Adamson and Tyler West out there against Charlie Booth and Braxton Perry, and a little bit of help from Trace Dustin coming over the top.
Barbin looking left. He's got 2 receivers left and 1 right. Now he's getting flushed and throws it out in front of his receiver. What a catch by Tyler West.
I'd say it was. It's only about a 5-yard gain, but it was one heck of a one-handed catch. We saw this earlier in the game. He almost pulled it off, and this one he actually does as he's running a little shallow crosser.
That's a one-handed left-handed catch.
One-handed diving catch because it was low and away.
He went diving left-handed, one-handed. Oh, it's a good catch. For second down and 10 now. Ball on the 45-yard line, 44, and setting up a screen play. And they've got their man at the 42 and brought down by Charlie Booth. That was Christiansen.
It's just a great play by number 5, the outside linebacker, junior Charlie Booth, who just gets past the block on the screen, which looked like it had been set up quite nice by the Crimson Cliffs offense, and he's able to squeak through those blocks that the offensive line was bringing at him and bring that ball carrier down for a minimal gain on 3rd and 7.
Yep, 2 receivers to both directions. Ball on the 40-yard line. Barbin in the shotgun. It looks like Christiansen right next to him on his left. Looking left. Now looking right. He has all sorts of protection. Now he's getting scrambled out of there. Crew Jones has a handle on him, and he's down, sacked behind the 50-yard line all the way back into Crimson Cliffs territory.
I mean, you just can't say enough about the motor that this freshman has underneath him. He plays offense. He comes in, plays defense. One of the more physical, demanding positions on this defensive front as you're playing a 3-man line, and he just doesn't quit. He doesn't give up on his persistence of getting to the quarterback, and that time he finally gets home after about an 8-second rush, and he gets to steal Barbin and gets him on the ground. I don't know why he just didn't throw that one away at some point.
You would have thought he would have tried to just launch that thing, but that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Ridgeline trailing 31-24, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Good news for all school teachers and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations. Call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
4th and very long, 19, but they're in a what looks like a normal shotgun, actually backed up a hair. I think they're going to
punt this.
Pooch punt this thing a little bit as Barbin gets it off.
Oh, it's
not a great kick.
Punt.
Get away.
Yep, fair catch it. No, that's perfect.
Oh, I think that depth perception up here is weird. It looked like it was on the other hash, and it landed on this hash.
That's exactly what you want to do to those lazy kicks that hang up in the air. Fair catch them because you never know. They hit the turf. That thing could bound forward another 10 or 15 yards. So nice job by Trace Dustin getting the ball back into his offenses and the Ridgeline defense. Helped with a little bit of a negative play on a false start, and then Crew Jones on a sack. Nice play by Charlie Booth. So a good job of getting off the field and getting the ball back into Nate Daly's hands with 11:54 to go here in the fourth.
Trailing 31-24, just getting started here in the fourth. Trips to the left, one to the right. Nate looking left, and he's got his man, and it's knocked in the air and then down. 2 players had a chance at that, and that ball was just a hair late.
Just a hair.
Shaken up just a little bit on this one. Looks to be Brayson Phillips. Stayed down a little while. It looks to me like he's holding his left elbow or forearm.
Yeah, as Graham Livingston from the slot position runs a little dig route, and he sits over the middle of the field, and Phillips is able to make contact with him right on time. Probably another catchable ball he's got to bring in.
Two to the
Second and 10.
Sorry, Nick. Two to the left. One. Nobody on the right side except for Crew Jones on a heavy set. Jackson Lindsay making guys miss, and a good positive run that time on 2nd and 10. He's going to bring him closer to 3rd and 4 now.
It's a beautiful jump cut out in space by Jackson Lindsay as he gets to the edge of the defense. On the run to the left, he follows Crew Jones out to the outside, and then a nice jump cut. Makes a man miss, and he picks up, what'd you say, 7 yards for 3rd and 3?
I think
6
it's going to
for
be
3rd and
6.
4.
Yep, 3rd and 4 now coming up. Big third down right now for Ridgeline as they bring 3 receivers on the right side. Crew Jones on the left side, tight end. Nobody out wide. Going to come over the middle. They've got the man. Is that
Graham?
Graham, good catch. Coming over the middle for the first down to the 45-yard line.
I'd say it's just a beautiful little man beater as you got Hunter Knighton on the inside and Graham Livingston in the slot, and you cross them right at the snap of the ball, and it's hard to run man on man with those cross rub routes, and he gets enough space and a first down.
Hand off to Lindsay going right. This time's not going to get much.
Yeah, he does.
It looked like he stumbled a hair coming out of the
a little bit of a
stance.
stumble. Isn't able to get to the edge of the defense this time. As good pursuit by the Crimson outside linebacker and middle linebacker get to him before he's able to find a crease, and a no gain on first down for a 2nd and 10.
10:31.
You're going to have to win this game in the air, I'm sorry to say.
Feels like it.
Crimson Cliff's linebacking core just does not give you much space on the ground.
Defensive line's tough. In the shotgun is Dally. 2 receivers to both directions. Dally looking right this time and has his man Carson Cox. That's going to be
just short.
Very close, but just short. I think it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 as he gets to the 49. He just runs a little sit route. And those outside linebackers for Crimson Cliffs do such a great job of getting underneath those curls that these wide receivers are running for Ridgeline. Almost a deflected pass there by number 97. That's Rowan Williams. But it goes complete to Carson Cox in a 3rd and 1.
Heavy package in there right now, but it's not Crew Jones behind everybody. They're going to fake it, and Nate's going to keep it, trying
He's
to
not
push
gonna
forward.
get it.
He needed the 50, and I don't think he quite got there.
No, he didn't. He got about to the 49 and a half. He had some space back
so
to
close.
the inside.
Look
and
where they're
it's gonna
standing.
It's going to be a 4th and 1 on the 49 and a half. You got to get to the 50 here. Are you going to bring in the heavy package? Yes, you are.
4th and millimeter.
You're going to put Crew Jones in the backfield, and here comes Will Graham, Bodie Hansen, Landon Perkins, and Dana Kaysen.
Dana,
I'm sorry.
So up under center is Dally. Give it to Crew, and he's got it. He's just I love that play. I love getting up under center. You got a big old dude.
You know what's coming, and you
yeah,
just can't
here
stop
it. Is.
it.
You can't stop
You've
it.
only seen it throughout the course of the year stopped 1 or 2 times, and it's just a good push or somebody up front getting through those down blocks and getting penetration, and that's the only thing that can really ruin that play is Crew Jones gets a couple of yards on 4th down for the 5th 4th down conversion for this Ridgeline offense.
That's awesome. Dowley has 2 receivers out to the left side this time, but they're going to give it to Lindsay. He's just trying to pick his way around. Nobody wrapped him up, and he got about 4.
He did a great job of just getting positive yards there on 1st down. You can't have negative plays, and there wasn't much running room up front as the offensive line has struggled with this Crimson Cliffs defense, and specifically number 54, Parker Andrus, the nose guard. But a great job by Jackson Lindsay of picking up 4 hard yards and a 2nd and 6.
Graham Livingston's going to go out into the wide out to the left. Hunter Knighton in the left side slot. And penalty.
False
start.
start. Somebody flinched up front. I think they got Easton Hammond. Just a little bit of a flinch.
And from up here, it didn't even look like anybody had gotten set yet. Like
from up here, they look like mice.
I know. To me, Graham was still going out there to get to where he wanted to be, and they threw a flag.
If you got a lineman with his hand in the dirt, you can't pick that hand up. You never know what Easton Hammond did down there to pick up that penalty. But it's the 2nd and 11 now, back behind the chains.
So Livingston is going to go into the left side this time. Dowley hands off and brought down immediately is Jackson Lindsay. We've seen that happen twice from 2 different dudes. That time it was McKay Wright coming in from that side.
And that's probably a run blitz that Crimson Cliffs has seen on film as they see the formation. They know what that cue is, and they blitz McKay Wright from the right side of that defensive front, and he hits home as they're trying to run counter from the left side of the offensive formation back to the right.
7:28 remaining in the ball game. Ridgeline trailing 31-24. 3rd and 13 on the ball on the Ridgeline 49-yard line. Dally looking. Now running forward. He might have a little bit of room to run, and he puts his shoulder down and gets to the 41-yard line. He needed the 38. So it's going to bring up a 4th.
Another 4th down.
And 2 or 3. It's a long 2, or 3 yards.
Yep. It's going to be 4th and 3 as Nate Dally just decides to run this one.
He was hit hard
McKay
by
Wright.
McKay Wright
Holy
again.
smokes, that kid.
He's a good player.
He has got so many tackles out there for this Crimson defense.
Well, here we go. I don't want to say it's the ball game, but it sure feels like a big one right here. Trips to the left, and Dally looking, rolling. And they're going to have to chase him, and he overthrows his intended receiver, and Ridgeline's going to turn it over on downs. That is a big 4th down stop for Crimson Cliffs, and Ridgeline defense needs to come up big again.
He doesn't get what he wants initially as those shallow crossers just don't come open, as it looks like Crimson Cliffs goes into a man defense that time, and Nate Dally gets flushed out to his left. It looked like he was undecisive on if he wanted to run it or try to extend the play and keep his wide receivers alive, but he just overthrows Hunter Knight, and it falls incomplete. And the first failed 4th down conversion for this Ridgeline offense. It was great coverage in the back. It just almost looked like if Nate would have dropped his eyes and ran immediately, he might have escaped that rush that gave him pressure.
Barbin is going to give to Topolainen and brought down from behind. Charlie Booth again?
Charlie Booth and Bodie Hansen with a little bit of help, as Charlie had him from the backside and Bodie filled from his middle linebacker position. And he popped him for a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9 for the Crimson offense.
6:14 remaining in the ball game. And counting. 2 receivers to both directions. The ball's right in the middle of the field on the 42-yard line. Crimson's Cliff side of the field. Barbin in the shotgun, looking to throw it. Going to go on the outside. He's got his man. Again, a good tackle by Charlie Booth, stopping it before the 1st down. And the clock continues to run. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 3.
Huge 3rd down here for both teams. If Crimson Cliffs can keep this drive alive and keep that clock counting. Charlie Booth on the last tackle. We're going to need someone to come up with a big play here.
Barbin hands to Christiansen. They had him in the backfield, but he got out and was able to get the 1st down.
It was great.
Stop the clock, though.
Great push initially by Case and Dana up front, but then there was just no pursuit on the linebackers to come up and make a play, and Christiansen's able to pick up the 1st down, but he does get out of bounds, which stops the clock here with 5:31 to go in the 4th.
Do you keep gapping these corners as much as you are right now? I mean, I don't know if I dare go up too much because of the out and ups that they've probably baited you into by now, but man, it just seems like they can just take those 7 or 8 yards every time, as Barbin this time gives to Christiansen again straight up the middle.
Well, that's what's been tough, is this offensive line for Crimson is able to create enough running room for Christiansen that he has about an 8-9 yard per carry average. That time he only picks up 5, but man, when it's 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4 and you're trying to get your defense off the field, it's tough situations. And that time the offensive line for Crimson just moves that defensive line for Ridgeline, and a 2nd and 4.
In the pistol, they've got Christiansen right behind Barbin. 2 receivers to both directions. 2nd down and 4, ball on the 40-yard line of Ridgeline. Fake it to Christiansen, and a pass play is incomplete. That's a gift for Ridgeline as it stops the clock and brings up a 3rd and 4.
Well, and it's just something that you maybe put the decision-making in your quarterback's hands, and you want him to hand that off as it looks like it's a run-pass option.
Yeah, it did.
And he pulls it out of the belly of Christiansen and throws it incomplete to his intended wide receiver. But you got to feel confident that you can pick up at least 4 here on 3rd down on the ground.
Yeah, as they fake it to fake it right, and out there on the catch is that 4?
Yeah, that's
Olafipo. That the coverage was a little closer, just not quite there, and that was Aiden Anderson.
As you said, Dave, you can't just sit back in soft coverage. You got to bring those corners up and start playing a little bit of press coverage to take away those quick hitters. Even if you get beat over the top. But, yeah, you're gapping.
Look at this gap. It's 11 yards.
Yep.
On the left side.
10 for sure.
Yep. Barbin in the shotgun. Trips to the left. This time 1 receiver to the right. That's Oladipo. And faking it, Olafipo. And up the middle is a good defensive play that time.
That was Dante Bond.
Was it Dante?
Yeah, Dante Bond from his defensive end gets good push and penetration, gets Chris Jansen before he can get going, and a TFL for this, the rare TFL for this Ridgeline defense.
Under 4 minutes to play now, Nick, because Ridgeline really needs to get a stop here.
Ridgeline has all 3 timeouts still remaining, so you got to be careful with when you decide. If you're Crimson Cliffs, you're probably pretty close to being in field goal position here, right?
That's awfully long. You're close, but it's going to be a long one. Barbin to the outside, has his man, cuts back in, and is able to get the first down. Overrunning the initial tackle was the corner, and then having to come over to make the play was Trace Dustin.
And it's just the same song, different verse, Dave.
Again.
Here's another out route, about a 7-yard out route. You're going to play soft coverage at 10. We're going to run an out route right in front of you. And if we see you sneaking up too far, that's when we're running out and up.
Oh, there's a flag, Nick.
Oh, boy,
I
didn't
even
see that.
Yeah, they're backing this thing up.
Well, these kids look like mice. The flags look like specks of dust.
They sure do. Just a yellow speck of dust down there. Wow, that's a big deal. What was going to be a first down,
penalty.
That's coming back to the 40-yard line.
That must have been a holding on that offensive line of Crimson.
Whoa, this is going to bring up a second down and 16. 3:35 remaining in the ball game. Barbin in the shotgun. 2 receivers to both directions. Chris Jansen right behind Barbin. Hard count, nothing going. They're going to look at the sideline. Barbin now back in the shotgun.
That's a false start.
Looking to throw it. And it's batted down by Dante Bond on the right side.
And it's lucky it was. It would have fallen complete to Olafipo on the Crimson side of the field. They're just going boundary out. They're putting 2 guys out there. The inside slot guy is running a vertical. The outside guy is running about a 7 or 8 yard out route, and he's wide open every time because that vert is putting so much pressure on that corner. And Trace Dustin has got doubles on both sides, so he's splitting the field right in the middle of the formation.
Barbin again, same formation. It does put a lot of pressure on you, doesn't it? Trace now kind of sneaking left and then coming back to the middle. Now they're really mixing things up defensively, trying to get in Barbin's head a little bit. He's got to scramble out to the left, but he's got all sorts of green grass out there. Bodie in pursuit, and they come up and make the play. Bodie and Avon Gore make the play, but not until he's inside the 30. I think he's going to get at the 28 or 9, but they need the 24, so it's still going to be short.
Yeah, it's going to be about 4th and 5 here situation, and we'll see what the coaching staff for Crimson Cliffs, they're calling a timeout, or is that Ridgeline called the timeout there?
Okay.
To try to conserve some clock here in the fourth quarters. We're down to 3:07 and a 4th and 4 from the 28-yard line. What do you do here if you're Crimson Cliffs? You take maybe not the sure points. A 45-yard field goal in high school is never a sure thing. Or do you try to convert on 4th and 4?
I think the only option in high school, unless you got a dude that's silly, you got to go for this.
From this yard line, for sure.
From this yard line, a punt doesn't do much for you. I mean, I guess
a field goal. Now, if a field goal,
good point. If a field goal misses, in high school do you take it from where the line of scrimmage was, or do you bring it back out of the 20?
Yeah, you'd bring it from the 20.
Okay, so I mean that's an option. I mean it's only going to give you a net of 8 yards.
If you get the points and take the 2-score lead with 3 minutes, you've basically won the game at that point.
Mm-hmm.
If you turn it back over, you're forcing Ridgeline to go 80 yards in 3 minutes with 2 timeouts. If you pick up the first down, you have not won the game, but you've definitely extended the drive in 3 minutes and 2 timeouts.
Well, let's see it. Barbin's got it. Trips on the right. They're not going to try to kick it. Chris Jansen right next to Barbin. He's looking right. Still looking right.
It's false start on
false
Hunter
start.
again.
That's big.
Yeah, it was a false start on the wide receiver.
They've had a handful of those.
There's so many of them, and these I see movement. Again, we're so far away. It's hard to tell, but there has been a lot of movement on that Crimson Cliffs offense prior to the snap count, and that one backs them up to about a 4th and. Now, I don't know if you maybe try to speed punt this one and pin them all the way down, make them go 90-plus yards. You probably just try to pick it up again.
That's looks like what they're going to do is Barban's in the shotgun, Christiansen on his left. Trips receivers, 3 of them out to the right, which is the strong side. Just one on the left is Adamson. Looking right. Now he's looking left. Over the middle. He's got his man at the 15-yard line. That's a first down for Crimson Cliffs.
It's Olafipo again as he just extends the play. That offensive line doing a great job of keeping the pressure off Steele Barbin, and he's able to let Olafipo get open. And eventually it's just so hard to cover for that long, Dave, as it's 5-6 seconds into the play, and Olafipo comes open over the middle of the field and picks up a first down.
That was enormous. We're
Huge.
under 3 minutes now. Barbin gives to Christiansen, and he's going to be swallowed up immediately. But as you mentioned a few minutes ago, at this point, they can continue to really milk that clock down, and they're in much more manageable field goal range.
Yeah, this is definitely field goal position here as Ridgeline elects to use their second time out of the half. And as they get a good stop on first down, it brings up a 2nd and 9. But that play, that fourth down conversion by Crimson Cliffs basically just won them the ball game, Dave, as Olafipo's had a huge second half. Malachi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's number 4. He's caught a lot of those quick out routes to the Crimson Cliffs side of the field. And this one, as the play breaks down, he comes across the middle of the field and catches the biggest play of the game for Crimson Cliffs as they convert on 4th and 9.
Timeout was called, and Ridgeline is going to try to figure this thing out defensively. And
got to
do
rip the ball
something.
out of Christiansen's
really
hands
rip
or create a turnover somehow here.
If you're looking for, I can't remember if I already did this one. Did I do Cache Valley Daily?
No, I don't believe you have.
Okay, for the latest news, scores, and photo galleries and audio replays of tonight's game, visit CacheValleyDaily.com or download the new Cache Valley Daily mobile app, Cache Valley's premier choice for local news. Here we go. Steele Barbin in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Going to give – he faked it to Christiansen. That looked funny, though, didn't it? It almost looked like Christiansen expected the ball. He looked back like, do you still have it?
Yeah, it was almost like it was going to be on the ground. It's the exchange from the quarterback and the running back almost gets away from him there. Crimson Cliffs lucky to hang on to that one, but they do still pick up about a yard.
That looked like he was trying to give it but then didn't.
Oh, yeah.
That was so close.
Almost come out of there.
It sure did. They're
Holy
showing it
cow.
on the replay over and over. And even Christiansen looked back like, did we just fumble? Almost like he was supposed to grab it but didn't. Another timeout called. I think that was the final call for
that's their last
Ridgeline.
timeout. With 2:40 to go here in the game, you got to just burn them as quick as you can and hope something like the last play can happen. A little bad exchange from quarterback and running back. Probably a little more sure-handed here if you're Crimson Cliffs.
You got to get a stop on this one and then hope that they don't make a field goal because you got a chance.
If I'm Crimson Cliffs, I just quarterback run. I don't even chance. And I put, if you –
especially if you trust your kicker, really.
I mean, and it's not even – heck, why not throw this one? If it's incomplete, kick a field goal from this position. Put the hands in your best player. Put the game in your best player's hands. That'd be Steele Barbin.
And he has all sorts of weapons.
First down.
Lots of good receivers on this Crimson Cliffs team. He's got 2 of them to bowl each side.
Look how deep those safeties are playing.
Christiansen looking in the backfield. Now Steele Barbin's looking and still trying to go.
Oh, and they got a hold.
That's huge, Nick.
Because that's going to stop the clock.
And that's going to also take it back into what field goal would not be easy. Why Barbin didn't throw that ball away, I don't know either, because he was even going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
the sack alone, you're going to decline this holding because it's going to be 10 yards from the original spot. It's not going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's going to be from the original spot. So it's only going to be about a 5 or 6 yard penalty here. Not even that. It's probably only going to be a 4 yard penalty. So you decline it. Take the sack.
Brings up fourth.
I mean,
and a pretty long kick.
The offense is on the field. I have no idea what you're doing here if you're Crimson Cliffs. You kick this field goal 100% of the time. I don't get why you would go for it.
Unless they just don't know that Oxlot's got it.
He's got it. He kicked one to end the half at about not quite the same distance.
Well,
but
here we go. 2 receivers to either direction. Christiansen right next to Barbin. It's 4th down and 19. Ball on the 24-yard line of Ridgeline.
You got to find a way to put pressure on Steele Barbin here if you're the Ridgeline defense. It's like they're bringing Will Graham on a blitz.
They're going to have to call timeout.
Yeah,
There's 1 second left on the play clock.
I mean, I think they're crazy to go for it in that situation. I just think you kick the field goal, take your chances.
That whole thing was milking the clock down as far as they could.
Oh, so they did wind the clock after that penalty. So because he was sacked,
it's down at 2:08. We'd both be shocked. I don't think I'm taking words out of your mouth if Ty Austinshot doesn't show up to kick a field goal.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't. In this situation, picking it up, your chances are so low because that defense is going to sit back at the sticks and keep everything in front of them. And to pick up a 4th and 19, I think, is a much lower percentage than making a
34-yard field goal. Nope.
Yeah.
Probably going to be more like 40.
A 40-yard field goal?
Probably like 40. I mean, I think Ottenschlott has the leg for it.
And
it's just
the coaches know what they got.
They absolutely do.
I've never seen him kick in my life other than a couple PATs and a field goal here to end the half. But it appears like, where's Barbin? Is he out there? Yeah, because Christiansen's right there, and here comes Barbin. So they're going to go for this. I don't agree with the call. I think you take your chances on a 41-yard field goal because that wins you the game. I mean, a first down wins you the game. I just think the percentages are so low that you're going to pick up a first down in this situation.
See what they do. On an island on the right side is the receiver in the corner. Barbin looking
pressure.
Left. He's going forward. Here comes the pressure. They got him. Ridgeline's getting the ball back with 2 minutes remaining in the ball game.
I just don't agree with the call at all from the Crimson Cliff side of the field, but you put the ball in Steele Barbin's hand, 4th and 19. The chances of picking it up are probably less than 1%. I think your chances of making a 41-yard field goal are better than that.
Now, the tricky part here is Ridgeline does not have any timeouts. They're going to have to run 2-minute drill starting at their own 25-yard line.
It's got to be tempo here.
They got to move it. Behind Dowley, they got a man. They're going to fake it, and they're going to try to throw it. Dowley going to throw that one away. So that one only took about 8 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tough thing. You got the ball. You got a chance to drive the length of the field and get this in the end zone, but this Crimson Cliffs defense is no joke, Dave. It's not like –
Is that Coach Cox that's down there that's hot through his hat?
Probably.
He's fired up right now.
I think we may have had Carson over the middle of the field on top of the defense, and he's maybe mad about the misread from his quarterback.
Yeah,
and
he
is
hot. 2 receivers on the right side this time. Carson's on the left, and looking left to Hunter Knight, right to Hunter Knight, and he gets out of bounds. And that's going to stop the clock with 1:49 up to the 32. Is it the 2? Yep, 32-yard line. 3rd and 3. And they're going to split 3 this time out to the left, 1 to the right. In the shotgun is Dowley. They're going to bring a little heat. Dowley rolls left. He's got Livingston. He's in the middle of the field. He's going to try to make a man miss. He doesn't. He's tripped up, and he's into Crimson Cliffs territory. They got to go.
They got to go. They got to go.
Sticks.
Graham Livingston on a little sit route over the middle of the field. Nate Dowley finds him, and they're moving Spike on first down. Spike the ball, so get up, get set, spike the ball. 1:38. Still, I think in this situation, Dave, plenty of time.
Do they not wait for the sticks to get set again?
Nope, it's on the spot of the ball. It's
yeah, because they got that ball set quick, and those sticks weren't even there yet before that ball was spiked.
You almost, as a player, you know how you are sprinting and you're throwing it to the official, you almost want to let the official go get the ball and then get the ball back to the spot.
Absolutely.
You get back lined up.
Trips to the right this time. Carson by himself on the left. They're going to get it out into the
get out of bounds.
Little wheel route coming to Crosby West. He is that's only going to get him about 2.
Yeah, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 8
but
here.
It stops
situation.
The clock.
It does stop the clock, so you get a regroup real quick. You got a 40-second play clock from the end of the previous play. So you got 40 seconds to get your play called and in, and this has got to be something deep over the middle or out to the sidelines. Maybe this near sideline. You got Sam Peterson on an island out here with number 5.
Trips to the left. Looking over the middle, deflected and incomplete. That one was through the hands, actually, I believe, of a Crimson Cliffs player, at least deflected by one before it could get to Graham Livingston.
He tries to find Graham over the middle on a bit of a dig route, and it was tipped.
That's through
by
the hands.
McKay Wright.
McKay Wright had a good beat on that one.
And did we get
Crimson
a timeout?
Cliffs might have called a timeout.
Really? Huh. It's interesting.
Yeah, maybe they felt gassed. I don't know. Minute 29 remaining. Ridgeline driving down a touchdown, 31-24. The ball is on the Crimson Cliffs 46. And we got 4th and long. This play's a big one, obviously. You get it, you keep going. You don't get it, you're done. The season's on the brink right here.
Season's on the line on this play. It all comes down to this. 4th and 8. You're 5 of 6 on the night on 4th down conversions, and there's none bigger than this one right here. 1.5 minutes to go in this ball game. Down 7 points. Crimson Cliffs probably going to bring some heat here and put pressure on Nate Dally. They don't want him sitting back there and picking apart this defense. They get in a twins formation, doubles on both sides.
Here we go.
For the playoffs to continue for Ridgeline.
There's the snap. Dally looking.
Oh,
and it's
tipped.
deflected at the line and picked, and they're going to go.
That's McKay Wright.
McKay Wright for a touchdown on the deflection. He won't get to the touchdown, actually, as he's upended by Nate Dally, but that
is going to
will
end the
be
ball
your
game.
season. Ridgeline's going to fall in a valiant effort here this evening as they had the opportunity to get the 4th down play there and keep the sticks moving. But Crimson Cliffs, barring some sort of miracle for Ridgeline,
she's going to be kneeled
this
here.
one is going to send Crimson Cliffs to the state championship to face Green Canyon.
And the MVP for that Crimson Cliffs defense, McKay Wright, who has been all over the field, just laying the wood to these Ridgeline offensive players. He comes up with a huge interception. I mean, either way, knock it down, catch it. I couldn't tell who the intended receiver was there for Nate Dally, but it tipped up in the air by one of the defensive linemen and right in the lap of McKay Wright. He takes it all the way down to about the 2-yard line as Nate Dally knocks him out of bounds. That's one thing you got to love about Nate. He ain't going to quit. He ain't going to stop playing. Is this going to be a replay here?
I was watching for it, hoping we'd
replay?
see it. I'm just curious to know who the intended receiver was.
I don't know.
And who got a big paw up there.
I mean, if I had to guess, he's targeted Graham Livingston on that dig route, and it looked like he wanted to target another one of those dig routes. I couldn't tell if it was Graham or if it was Carson out wide, but it falls into the arms of McKay Wright. And as you said, Dave, it's going to end the season for these Ridgeline Riverhawks.
That's too bad. They have a really, really good unit here. This team is such a good team, and I thought they might have a chance.
And it's just some of those mistakes in the second half, some of those drop passes in the first half lead to missed opportunities, and a well-fought game by both teams here as Crimson came in as a 24-point favorite. So whoever's coming up with those numbers better check their sources when it comes to Ridgeline as they put up a nice battle here against Crimson Cliffs. They're going to lose by 7. But Crimson didn't even sniff covering here.
I wonder if
as they
Crimson
were a big
Cliffs,
favorite.
The names we've been calling for the most part are seniors. Have you noticed?
McKay Wright's a junior.
He's a junior.
But Steele Barbin and Tyler West are seniors. Boston Adamson's also a senior.
Malachi Olafipo's
He's
only
a junior. You're going to reload with some pretty good players, but I just wonder who's going to be their quarterback. Darius Strickland, he's a senior.
Yeah, obviously that's a big one.
Ryder
but then so much of importance is in those trenches. You get the offensive, defensive lines. I mean, because look at Ridgeline. Ridgeline's got so much youth in their skills position, but the line is you're going to have to try to continue to work that as you're going to lose some really good seniors from this crew.
You're definitely going to lose some seniors, and it'll be interesting to see as these two teams have matched up 2 years in a row in the semifinals, and both times Crimson Cliffs has come up victorious. Well, actually, sorry, Dave, that is the 3rd year in a row that these two teams have matched up in the semifinals. The first one went to Ridgeline. The next two, last year and this year, go in favor of Crimson Cliffs. Man, I mean, just a heartbreaker here tonight is the turnover at half. You know, you think about those 3 points they got at half. Huge points. I mean, it ultimately didn't end up coming back to bite you, but missed opportunities, the turnovers that the Crimson Cliffs defense was able to force came up big here tonight, as it'll be interesting to see what these stats look like at the end of the game.
Absolutely will. We'll take a quick break and wait for those statistics to show up and share those with you in our post-game show in just a moment. Defense helps win championships. That's true in business, too. This is Dave Simmons. Les Olson IT is the best defense for your network. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services.
Les Olson IT.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
From what's happening in local political elections to breaking news to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Thank you, Cache Valley, for voting the Cater Shop the best menswear store in northern Utah for the second year in a row. We are here to serve you for all your menswear, missionary, and tuxedo formal wear needs.
The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC online at advancedheating-ac.com.
In a world of ordinary flooring options, there's only one that's truly indestructible. Castelite, the ultimate destination for strength, durability, and timeless beauty. With tile, brick, and paver displays. Witness their indestructible products online at Castelite.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $10 a month? Get access to tons of equipment and find your big fitness energy. Join Planet Fitness today through the free PF app online or in club for $10 a month.
Great Basin Graphics does custom t-shirts and creates graphic designs that'll get your business noticed. Amazing colors and designs that seem to jump off the t-shirt. Go to GreatBasinGraphics.com.
Great Basin Graphics. We made you look, made you look.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Good news for all school teachers and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations. Call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Defense helps win championships. That's true in business, too. This is Dave Simmons. Les Olson IT is the best defense for your network. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services.
Les Olson IT.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
From what's happening in local political elections to breaking news to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Thank you, Cache Valley, for voting the Cater Shop the best menswear store in northern Utah for the second year in a row. We are here to serve you for all your menswear, missionary, and tuxedo formal wear needs.
The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Welcome back to the University of Utah, Rice Eccles Stadium, where Crimson Cliffs defeats Ridgeline 31-24 in a hard-fought ball game for both sides. Both teams down there on the field right now being spoken to by their respective coaches. Off air there, Nick and I, as we've been waiting for the statistics to come, we've been just visiting about the seniors you're going to lose from this roster and how much they've meant to this group. We would like to go through some of those, or all of those if we could. There were, how many did we count? 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
more
9,
than
10,
12
11,
total.
12, 13, 14, 15.
15 seniors.
And 11 starters. That's what I was kind of looking for. So you got Aiden Anderson, Carson Cox, Trace Dustin, Avon Gore, Bodie Hansen, Sam Peterson, Lincoln Davis, Dante Bond, Cole Juber, Ben Thomas, Austin Sorensen, Kason Dana, Trey Purser, Levi Painter, Will Graham, all going to be lost to graduation. And, I mean, the majority of those guys playing most of the minutes.
A lot of them playing both ways, too.
And some of them playing both ways. So it's going to be really hard to replace a lot of those guys. You do have a lot of your your quarterbacks coming back for a couple more years. You've got some defensive guys. You've got Graham Livingston and the receiving core coming back. You've got guys, but I mean, obviously, to me, what I look at is how do you replace some of those big guys in the trenches?
The trenches is where it's going to be the biggest hole. You're going to lose 4 of your starting 5 offensive linemen. Ben Thomas at center, Easton Hammond at right guard.
Well, he's coming back.
Levi Painter at right tackle. Yeah. Trey Purser at guard, and Dante Bond at tackle.
Yeah.
So you're going to lose 4 of those 5. And then on the defensive side, you've kind of had this 6-man rotation of, your starters have been Crew Jones, Kason Dana, and Dante Bond up front.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll rotate in Cohen Richards, Easton Hammond, and why can't I think of our other rotating guy? Oh, Trey Purser.
Yeah.
Trey Purser going both ways. So you're going to lose, of those 6, you're going to lose 4. So you're going to lose 4 of the 6 defensive linemen that you're rotating, 4 of the 5 offensive linemen that are starters. And so the trenches is going to be a huge void. The thing they got in their favor, the coaches that coach those kids are some of the best coaches I've ever seen.
Yeah, and the group's coming up. You know some of these underclassmen as you've coached them coming up. I mean, they're going to get coached up by this group that you're talking about and take them to the next level. Also, don't discount how much can happen in an offseason from a growth standpoint physically when these kids are, 15, 16 years old. They're in the weight rooms. They're doing the right things as far as getting themselves prepared for the next season. I mean, every year I feel like I say, how are they going to replace this? And then
they do.
People grow and
they're
get
back
better.
in the semifinals.
And here they are again, So, I mean, you'd like, as much as we're going to miss this senior class because they've been such a great group to watch. Hopefully the other kids have learned from their examples and will continue to grow as players themselves.
Well, you guarantee yourself they have put their mark on this Ridgeline program. And it's something that Travis Cox, I think, is very proud of with this senior class, is that their perseverance throughout the course of their entire football career has got them to this point where they are today. And this senior class is some of the best kids that I've ever been around. I just can't say enough about their attitudes, the way they treat each other, the way that they're a team. Mm-hmm. There's not division. I'm only friends with these guys or these guys. I see these guys come to ball games. I see them come support other sports, and they're all buddies.
Yeah.
They're all friends, and they all get along, and they're all a team the way a team is supposed to be built. And so there's so much more to football than just the X's and O's and the execution and the winning of the games. There's that camaraderie that they have together that no one can take away from them. And this performance getting to the semifinals, I've thought – throughout the course of the year, they've exceeded my expectations by a long ways, and they've performed much better than I expected coming into the season.
In one of our post games a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, but Coach had mentioned how these seniors, when they were, I think, freshmen, maybe sophomores, struggled to get W's. I mean, they really had struggled as far as as their little league days coming up, didn't have a whole lot of success, and look how much they've grown into players. I can also say these seniors. I have a senior, and I can totally stand behind you on how great these kids are. I've been around a lot of them, coaching them in a handful of them in different sports, and baseball and basketball and different things. Just such classy kids and come from good families, and the sky's the limit for some of these kids. They're going to go good places or go a long ways in life and do some great things.
Well, some of them have already committed in other sports to go play baseball or basketball or whatever it might be. And you're right, Dave. They got a bright future ahead of them, and football is a big part of why they are such good kids too. Football can teach you so much between adversity and getting along with people that you may not like.
And you know what? Doing hard things.
Waking up at 6 o'clock waking up at 5:30 in the morning to get to a 6 o'clock practice when you're sore and you're tired and it sucks and you don't want to do it, and you do it because you love the game and you love the guys you're going to see at practice.
There's so much a part of that brotherhood of it, because how easy is it for a guy to have 5:30 come along, and if he's going out by himself, it's easier to stay in bed, in the sheets.
In the loofah.
Yeah.
Not a loofah, that's in the shower. Yeah. What's the big blankie that surrounds you and encompasses your body like a cocoon?
I don't know. That'd probably be a sleeping bag. But it's so much easier to sleep in when you don't have other people like your buddies relying on you to be there. I remember
you're committed to them.
Yeah, I remember. I'm sure these guys are the same way, but in Stratford's group that ended up winning it all, it was you'd get a little bit of ridicule if you missed lifting.
Well, it's accountability,
right? Yes,
right?
the accountability. You'd know about it, and the guys would tell you about it, but you have that accountability with your buddies, and that growth and that amount of I don't know, positive peer pressure.
It's a level of expectation that you're here. You're part of this team. We expect you to be to all the events that we got going on, whether it's fundraising, whether it's lifting weights, whether it's conditioning, whether it's a practice in the middle of the night or early in the morning, whatever it is, you're expected to be as bought into this thing as I am.
Yep.
And that starts with head coach Travis Cox and the culture that he builds around his program. The expectations are state championships. That's the semifinals is not good enough.
They're setting a culture.
We expect to win the state championship every year, and we don't care how much we have to reload. We don't care obviously you care who graduates, but we expect to be playing in this stadium or whatever stadium the high school association puts us in to play for the state championship. And I told you a few weeks ago, this team was good enough to do it. They weren't quite good enough to do it here tonight against a great Crimson Cliffs defense. They scored the second highest point total against this defense all year long. The only other team to score more points than Ridgeline was a 5A team in Bingham against this Crimson Cliffs defense. So a great game played here tonight, but they come up a little bit short. And unfortunately, those senior seasons that senior year comes to an end and it hits you in the face. And it's like, I've played my last football game for some of these kids.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest thing for me to ever swallow.
Yeah.
I'll never put the shoulder pads on and the helmet on ever again and play high school football. And that breaks a lot of kids' heart right there.
Not unless you go play a turkey bowl with a bunch of old guys that shouldn't be out there playing a turkey bowl.
And then Matt Lichty's blowing his ACL out, and people are getting wiped out, and it's the funnest day you've ever had because you get to put the shoulder pads and helmet back on.
You have somebody say, Nick, let's go
Do you
put
know
the
how many
shoulder.
high
You
school
need to call
laws
me.
we broke that day?
A lot of them. And I can't imagine how tight your Achilles must have been the entire time. One bad move and that thing's rolling up the back of your ankle like a yo-yo.
And it was worth every second of it, buddy. There's something about football.
You're playing with fire out there.
There's something about football that just gets the juices flowing.
I'll play in the yard with the boys.
No,
I'm all-time Q.
You put the pads on and you just go and hit somebody, and the next day you feel like you've been run over by a truck, but it was so worth it.
Looking at some statistics here, Nate Daly was 23 of 39. He had 2 interceptions. He threw for 178 yards, 2 touchdowns. Longest one was a 25-yard pass to Carson Cox. For Barban, he was 27 of 35 with 1 interception, but he threw for 238 yards, also 2 touchdowns, and did take 3 sacks. His longest pass was a 22-yarder. Rushing, the Crimson Cliffs goes for 100. They ran the ball 40 times for 165 yards. Am I reading that right? I think I am reading that right.
Yeah, you are.
You're
You're not good with numbers, but
well, yeah,
you're okay.
If they just write it out in longhand, it'd be a little bit easier for me. 31 rushing plays for Ridgeline for 116 yards. So, I mean, statistically, Crimson Cliffs did end up winning this ball game statistically by just a little bit, and it's about a 7-point difference.
Now, I always tell you the most important parts of the game are what?
The first 5 minutes of the game and the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. Don't tell me I don't learn.
You are very coachable.
Astute is what I am.
You're very coachable. However, in this game, the game was won in the last 3 minutes of the first half.
I agree.
The last 3 minutes of the second quarter. Now, look at this scoring history. Ridgeline kicks a field goal with 2:55 to go in the second quarter. Do you have this second page right here?
Mm-hmm.
You have this?
Mm-hmm. This one.
Where is it?
Oh, maybe I don't.
You don't have it. Well, I'm just going to read it to you.
All right.
Then,
Well,
okay?
I'm better with you just reading it anyway.
You just pay attention.
Yeah, I'll just try to focus in on
With
you.
2 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the second quarter, Ridgeline's kicker, Aaron Young, kicks a 27-yard field goal to bring the score to 17-14. So you have 2:55 on the clock. You kick the ball to Crimson Cliffs, and Crimson Cliffs drives 75 plus whatever it was yards. Choose 2 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock and scores with a pass to O. Peterson. Who is that? Owen Peterson, number 18, senior wide receiver. He scores a 6-yard touchdown pass from Steele Barban to take the lead back 17-21, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you allowed Crimson Cliffs to go 75 yards in 2.5 minutes. There's 23 seconds left on the clock. I think they even may have converted did they convert some fourth downs on that as well? Anyways, that drive right there alone probably wins Crimson Cliffs the game. Then you get the ball back, you try to be a little too aggressive, you throw a pick, you give up a field goal. Now, instead of going into half down or possibly up, 17-14, you go down 24-7, and then you play the second half even with a touchdown apiece. In the third quarter, no scores in the fourth quarter, as the defenses really started to play well in the second half. So the difference right there is that 2.5-minute drive to get 7 points by Crimson Cliffs, and then the interception and the field goal puts them up by 7 points. Even if you go into the half down by 4, 21-17, I mean, if the game plays out the exact same, you still lose by 4 points, right? But, you know, maybe it's a different play calling, different dynamic in the second half. You never know. That field goal was huge to go down 7.
Ridgeline did win the time of possession. They had they kept the ball 26 minutes and change to Crimson Cliffs just under 22.
And that was a point of emphasis throughout the week. We have to possess the ball. We have to be okay with a 15-play drive that ends in a field goal, or a 16-play drive that ends in a touchdown. Those long, sustaining drives have to be a part of the game plan, and they executed it quite well.
They had a few of them right here. It shows the 12 plays, 11 plays, 14 plays, 14 plays. I mean,
that's what this number is here. So,
plays and yards.
That drive that took 2:32 was an 11-play, 75-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 32 seconds, which we thought was going to close out the half. And then they get the 3 points after that.
But, yeah, Ridgeline with a really nice season ends it in the semifinals down here at University of Utah. I mean, there's really not much more to go over. Do you want to talk about basketball now? No?
I feel like we need to, I don't know, somehow wrap up the football season. I feel so bad for these kids that football's over. Football is one of those sports that is finite.
Yes.
More than any other sport.
You're kind of
right?
done. You're not going to play the city leagues in football.
No, you don't.
Like you can in basketball.
Even if you go play flag football or whatever it is, it's never the same.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can put the pads back on in Thanksgiving if Coach Wooten will let you in the equipment room and turn his back and not even want to know what goes on after that because they were the greatest Thanksgivings ever. But it's still never the same. The work that you put in, and the reason I say it's finite, not only is it finite as a player throughout your career, but it's finite throughout the season. You start in June, even before that, but you start lifting, and then when practices start, June and July, and then it abruptly ends in October, November, whatever it is for each team. And so the season is very finite as well. It's not like you have summer basketball or fall baseball to go and play and continue to work on your craft, put the shoulder pads on and go play a game. You only have 10 games or whatever it is in the season, and then it's done.
Well, to me, it's you're not going to do this again after high school. You're really not.
No.
You can go play golf. You can go play basketball. You can do lots of things after
you can go
high
and play
school.
Slow pitch softball.
So I've heard the argument. People talk about, do I want to play golf in high school or do I want to play football?
Play football.
And I've heard both, to where it'd be nice to learn how to golf before you become in the business world or whatever, so you don't make yourself look like an idiot out there. But at the same time, you'll never get a chance to play football again.
You can play golf the rest of your life.
You can play golf the rest of your life. So I've definitely heard both sides. But for these kids out there tonight, it just kind of breaks your heart. But, if we want to look at the positive of it, which isn't very positive, is next week would have been the end anyways. So it's a week. But only one team gets to finish with a dub.
Only one.
Only one gets to finish with a dub.
That was the motto of the team this year. Win the last game.
Yeah.
Win the last game. And they came so close here tonight of winning that game. And, man, you got to take your hats off to Crimson Cliffs and wish them luck. They're going to play Green Canyon next week. I mean, who knows? Green Canyon is the hottest team right now.
Yep. And they
they
beat
are
some
rolling.
good teams.
They have.
They beat some
They
good
beat
teams.
the one seed.
They absolutely did. I think losing Egbert was a big deal, but they beat the one.
That
they
helped.
beat the one seed.
That helped.
And they beat the one seed at the one seed's place, which is a big deal. And it just so happens the Skyview was their biggest rival, and they'd never beat him, and they did it.
Well, they did it, and they earned the chance to play Park City, which then they earned the chance to play Crimson Cliffs, and they are going to have their hands full down here
Crimson
next
Cliffs
week against Steel Barbon in this Crimson Cliffs offense. And I tell you what, that defense, whew,
yeah, good.
They got some dudes
They
over there.
fly around. They are very, very good. Appreciate you being here with me the entire season. It's always a lot of fun to have you side by side.
Yeah,
Patriot.
It's been fun. Cinnamon Bear. Cinnamon Bear
I
and
don't
the
know who that
Patriots.
is. All I know is that we'll be again Mike's side here coming up for basketball. It's right around the corner, Nick. November 28th.
Oh, wow.
Ridgeline will go to Fremont to start the season.
Now I'm gonna commit to you that I'll be to as many as I can, but I got a senior daughter that I love. She's my favorite.
Can stop there.
She's my favorite daughter. Okay.
I thought you were just gonna that I love. Period.
No, that I love more than anything in this
Other
whole
children.
world.
Oh. More than any
I love
of
all
my
my
other
kids
children.
that much.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you should
Now,
be to her games, and if they have problems,
I'm going to have some conflict with her games and some of the boys' basketball games, and I hope that we're able to put some of her games on the air too and stream some of those live.
The schedule that they've put together for that girls' basketball team, that is one of the toughest. I mean, they're doing – remember back in the day when Lone Peak would travel the country with that group that they had to be able to prepare themselves for their – well, they played all year long, but you're going to face teams out of Texas.
Yes, sir.
Going down to the Tarkanian Classic, and who knows who you're going to be playing down there. But
We're
I think
playing that tournament in Lehigh.
And they're going to be playing, I think, the number one recruit in the country is what I've been told, out of New Mexico or Texas, something like that.
Right.
The bottom line is Emily Skinner is ranked in the top 10 nationally. The girl's getting recruited by everybody in the country. If you want to go watch somebody that's going to be playing at a very, very high level in a couple of years, you might want to check some of those girls' games out.
Did you just say in a couple? Oh, you mean
she's
in
only a
couple of
junior.
years, she's going to be at a high, Big
different-
Five,
yeah,
Big Five university.
I'm telling you, Nick, I think she's going to be able to go wherever she wants.
Well, you're probably right. You're probably right with that. And she is, from personal experience, incredibly fun to watch play basketball.
Yeah, she is.
So
yeah, we gotta get some of those
I'm
games.
hoping that they'll put a couple of those girls' games on the air, and then hopefully there's not too many conflicts between the girls' games and the boys' games. Cause
Shouldn't be.
It's always
preseason
fun.
a little bit sometimes, but once you get into
And I really feel like I was hitting my stride with that playlist.
You
know,
were.
Especially the Halloween version.
No, you weren't. It was probably the worst bit of board running you've ever done. I mean, you've ran the board well, but that day you were not on your game.
It was great, and our listeners loved it. And so you're going to get a little more of that come the holiday seasons with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming
the
up.
Snoop Dogg
we
Christmas.
usually have a game right around the Christmas season,
Yep.
and it will be full of all sorts of good stuff.
That I can get behind. I'll be just
Okay.
fine with that.
Done.
Folks, thanks for listening in this entire season. It's been a lot of fun, and congratulations to Coach Cox and his crew and these Ridgeline Riverhawks getting to having an excellent season, getting all the way to the semifinals here in the state tournament. For the Patriot, Nick Zollinger, I'm Dave Simmons. Have a good night, everyone.
This Ridgeline Riverhawks broadcast has been a presentation of 104.5 The Ranch and CashValleyDaily.com. Made possible by the support of our sponsors, Adams Wealth Advisors, Great Basin Graphics, McDonald's, Logo Shop, Castelite, Napa Auto Parts, Planet Fitness, DD Auto Salvage, Cache Valley Auto Care, Les Olson Company, Logan Cash Rich Credit Union, The Cater Shop, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, and Cache Valley Daily. Catch the replay of tonight's game on CashValleyDaily.com.